broadcast it live at 1 p.m. and WARD Radio 1550 AM will carry the audio portion of the telecast for those of you who can't be near a TV. Don't miss that one tomorrow. Berwick and Aliquippa for the first ever state AAA high school football championship. And this afternoon, the kids in Berwick getting cranked up for the big one tomorrow in Hershey. A major pep rally at the high school, and Joe Zone was a feature attraction.
If it's possible to win a football game in a gymnasium, Berwick's a lock tomorrow. The whole school was there this afternoon, an old-fashioned pep rally. Screaming students, gushing guests, and plain old pride in the accomplishments of a high school football team about to play for a state championship. Not a place to be picayune about your loyalty. This is Bulldog country. Be there or be square. For me, the choice was clear. Aliquippa is them, Berwick is us. From Bulldog country, Joe Zone, Newswatch 16 Sports, Berwick.
By the way, Joe will be here on Newswatch 16 Sports in an hour with the game matchup between the Dogs and Aliquippa. And I do want to remind everybody, Bethlehem Catholic will take on Wilmington for the state AA title tomorrow in Altoona, and we wish Bethlehem Catholic all the best of luck going into that game, too.
No, they want to make sure I'm warm tomorrow. We do have one for you, by the way, Karen.
You do?
There's the dog strangling the quip. You can take that tomorrow.
Wait, you have to show it.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
It looks nice in the white. I bet they saw that. It does not say quips. It says dogs. Okay, hey, look, they've never played for a state championship before. These people just don't know how to act. And I guess I don't know how to act either. At Berwick High School a little earlier this afternoon, a student pep rally, and tonight, a bonfire as the town comes out in full for the Dogs. The Bulldogs and the Quips, the two best football teams in this state, and I don't care what the people in 4A think. Tim Carlson went to Aliquippa to find out how the Bulldogs stack up against the super team.
Aliquippa, ranked number 2 in the country by the USA Today newspaper and first in many statewide polls. With all that talk around, you might think the Quips are cocky and confident about beating Berwick.
Why should we be any more cocky or confident about what we were able to do well than Berwick? I mean, they were the mythical national champions in 1983. They're currently 14-0. They carry as much aura about themselves in the eastern part of the state as we do in the western part of the state. If anybody's cocky coming into this game, I hope it's them, because I know it won't be us.
We like the role we're going to be in. We like to be in the underdog role. We've never, it's something new to us. And of course, you know, they're ranked very high in USA Today and all the national polls. And like I told our fellas, I said, hey, you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Both teams overflow with talent. Berwick has several top-notch college prospects led by record-breaking quarterback Jake Kelchner. Aliquippa's media releases list 7 players headed for Division I colleges and universities. But the guy at the top of the blue-chip Quip list has to be linebacker Sean Gilbert, who also doubles as an offensive guard and is literally the biggest man on the team.
He's 6'5" 3/4". He's 271 pounds. He runs a 4.840, which is awful quick for that kind of physical stature.
Neither team had any problem scoring points this year. Berwick with 507 in 14 games, Aliquippa with 421.
They score a lot of touchdowns, just straight bombs. They take off and they throw the bomb.
We do have those big plays because we have big play guys on our offensive scheme. You know, we have great deep threat receivers, and we have running backs that can break it.
Everybody talks about Berwick's great offense, about the fact we scored 430 or 40 points, whatever it is. But we've only given up, I think it's 84 points on the year, and they've only given up 70-some points on the year. That's where you win, and that's where you get to the state championship game.
The folks who make up those national and statewide polls may have an edge going to Aliquippa in tomorrow's game, but both teams aren't paying much attention to that stuff.
We don't walk into any game thinking it's that easy. You know, we take every opponent in stride. We never let up.
When you play high school kids, it's all between the ears, and whoever wants it the most that day will probably win the game.
Tim Carlson, Newswatch 16 Sports.
State championship game, 1 o'clock tomorrow in Hershey. You can see it here live on 16, and if you're out in the car, you can hear it on WARD radio. And let us not forget, Bethlehem Catholic, they are playing tomorrow, too, for the AA title. All right, this was as we move into the coldest spell of the year.
Barbie Ice Cream Shop. You put it together. Freeze container overnight. Add your own ingredients. Dolls and fashion sold separately.
Once upon a time there was a kid who said, I've got a great big bunch of crackers in my bed. But all the crackers crumbled, so into bed he tumbled. Gotta match the crackers in my bed. He's the kid, gotta match the crackers in my bed. You wanna match a cracker? Gotta use your head. If you can, I'll put it back. If you can, you gotta match. Gotta match the crackers in my bed.
Crackers in my bed, from Parker Brothers. Okay, now we're talking Thunderblade. One heavily armed attack copter, evil forces trashing your city. 12 rounds of major air-to-ground destruction. An arcade classic. Allow me to note my aerial technique. Hey, guys, come on, you'll get your turn.
Thunderblade, just one of 70 games from Sega. And now look for the incredible Fantasy Star. Sega, major fun and games.
Where do they see Fantasy Star?
Sega's Thunderblade, Fantasy Star, and Master Systems sold separately.
Here are the hosts of the ABC Weekend Specials, Captain O.G. Reedmore and the Rita Soros twins.
That was a good story, Captain O.G.
It certainly was.
So the 50 moved away, and Rex the brave handsome Rita Soros lived happily ever after with his cat.
I just love happy endings, don't you?
On the next Weekend Special.
Here comes Bungie.
The amazing Bungie adventure continues when Bungie helps rescue Karen and Andy.
Hit the start button.
And gets stuck for the ride home.
This is where you live.
He becomes one of the family and enters a whole new world.
Want to be my friend?
The amazing Bungie adventure concludes on the next Weekend Special.
Tomorrow, Incredible Sunday salutes the wonderful world of animals in a special edition. Wednesday, Children of the USA join Children of the USSR in breaking down the walls with music and laughter. Marva Thomas hosts the Summit Brawl, Free to Be a Family. And Thursday, don't miss The Gift of Amazing Grace on the ABC After School Special.
The ultimate battle of the network stars, The Cosby Show, Knots Landing, Head of the Class, plus all of Primetime's new favorites. Let everything fly all Saturday.
Winter is here, and for many less fortunate children in our area, winter is a struggle to keep warm. That's why WNEP TV and Price Chopper Supermarkets urge you to donate coats your children no longer need in the designated Coats for Our Kids shopping cart at your Price Chopper Supermarket between November 28th and December 23rd. All of the coats will be dry cleaned and distributed by area charitable organizations, all for our kids.
A 12-year-old bags the bear tomorrow at 6:30.
In 1988, the Berwick Bulldogs rode roughshod over their first 13 opponents, scoring 40 or more points 8 different times. Then, on Saturday, December 3rd, the road to the state championship took them to Bethlehem, where they were matched up against a monstrous, undefeated Middletown team. In this game, Berwick, for the first time all season, trailed the Blue Jays late in the fourth quarter. But the Dogs refused to roll over.
And Jake Kelchner back to back. He looks, he throws. Avina, it is almost intercepted and caught. Let's see what they're going to call here. Well, we're seeing a circus now. Almost intercepted, dropped, and caught by Avina.
The key to the comeback was the quarterbacking of an elusive Jake Kelchner.
But Jake Kelchner still not going down. He breaks away. Kelchner still on the move. To the 30. Kelchner to the 25.
With 3:49 left in the game, Kelchner sealed the victory and a shot at the state championship.
Third and goal at the 2-yard line. Kelchner has Frank at the tip of the eye. He tries to sneak it in, and he does. Berwick goes on to the state championship.
Meanwhile, across the state, the #2 high school team in the nation, Aliquippa, also had their sights set on the coveted trophy. The best in the West traveled to Sharon, Pennsylvania to face a tough Bradford team. But the Quips marched into the championship game, scoring 56 points. The road to the first ever state championship leads to Hershey, Pennsylvania, as #1 Aliquippa squares off against #2 Berwick. Now, live from Hershey Stadium with the play-by-play, action and color, here's Paul Olaf.
They're calling it the Super Bowl of high school football, and this is Hershey Stadium in Hershey, Pennsylvania, site of the first ever PIAA State Football Championship. Hi, everybody. I'm Paul Olaf, along with Joe Zone, and we're just about all set for a big football game between Aliquippa and Berwick for the AAA State Championship. Well, Joe Zone, Berwick, last week they bumped up against Middletown. They said the cards were stacked up against them. Today they're stacked up against Aliquippa. What about this Bulldog team? Can they do it again?
Well, last week was a key week, of course, because Berwick came from behind for the first time this year. They did it twice. Today I walked out onto the field. I asked Coach George Curry of Berwick, how are they? He says, the only thing I care about is how #7 is. #7 is the quarterback, Jake Kelchner. He is all right. He appears ready to go. Might have a little injury on the hand. That will be the key for Berwick today.
A lot of keys, and of course the key to the Aliquippa team is that they are the big play team. They like to throw the bomb early. They have a glue-fingered receiver in Terry Patrick and speed in the backfield, and Willie Lindsay and Jimmy Stewart, plus a good game quarterback. They're both 14-0. They've been playing since September, but it all boils down to 48 minutes of football to decide the state championship. And we'll have all the action for you. We'll be back with a kickoff from Hershey Stadium after this.
Battle for the Pennsylvania State Championship is brought to you by Brown's in Berwick, where you can buy a brown car or truck in any color. Mrs. D's Pierogies, America's next great side dish. Ray and Derek, the convenience you want and the savings you deserve. And by the Berwick Hospital Center, the first choice when seconds count.
Dixie, look at this. Oh.
Merry Christmas. Rude! Well, you're looking pale and hearty. What brings you to Ray and Derek?
Saving money with generic drugs and senior citizen discounts. What are you doing here?
Well, I like to talk with the friendly pharmacist. They answer my questions. Give me free advice.
Free?
Happy holidays from Ray and Derek.
The convenience you want.
The savings you deserve.
At Brown's in Berwick, we're asking you not to purchase a new or used car or truck until you see us. Why? Because we will do anything possible to put you in a new or used vehicle at a price you can afford. At Brown's, you can select from the complete GM line: Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, and Cadillac. We're also your Mercedes-Benz headquarters with every model and option available. So make your new or used car or truck purchase until you see us at Brown's in Berwick. And remember, you can buy a brown car or truck in any color.
We started out as a little old bank, but as your needs got bigger, so did we. And we're still growing. And we want you to know that today, we can serve every single financial need that you and your family have. But we also want you to know this: we'll never get so big that you can't get close to us.
The First National Bank of Berwick, a community bank where customer service is the top priority for all your financial services.
Hershey Stadium on a cloudy, overcast day, and we're all set for the first ever PIAA Class AAA State Championship between the Quips of Aliquippa and the Dogs of Berwick. What about the weather, Joe?
Well, it is 30 degrees. It feels a little bit cooler than that. The wind's about 12 miles an hour out of the southwest. It is cloudy and maybe some flurries this afternoon.
The Dogs and the Quips, both 14-0. Now, there are three other state championship games being played around the state in Quad A, Double A, and Single A, but this is the premier game, the game they've all talked about for many, many weeks. Some predicted early on in the season that would be a matchup between Berwick and Aliquippa, and indeed it has been. Well, they are all set, as you see Coach Curry down there going through his last minutes, perhaps a prayer or two, hoping that they can bring home the state championship to Berwick. On the other hand, Berwick won the toss, and they will elect to receive, so they're in a better position than they were last week against Middletown when they lost the toss, though.
And already we're going to take a look and see how the weather will affect the game. Because it is cold, I suspect the receivers, the quarterbacks today will have a little bit problem making the connection, and that could work to Berwick's advantage because Aliquippa likes to make the big play, the big long touchdown pass. So maybe the cold weather will work to Berwick's advantage today. Look for Dante Frank of Berwick and Willie Lindsay, the running backs, Lindsay of Aliquippa, to have big days today.
Arno Askew, there he is, number 5. He does the kicking, the punting, and the points after. Having a little trouble with the key set up there. Askew's longest kick during the season was for 60 yards, and he's averaging 49 yards on every kickoff. So we'll see whether he kicks it deep to the 2 deep men, and that is Avina and Keltner. So if you're all set, we're all set for the big PIAA state championship. Here's Askew's kick. Hangs in the air, maybe caught by a little bit of wind. It is Avina to the 20. And Avina still on his feet, 30, 35, and in good field position at the 39-yard line. Lance Avina, a nifty run back. And he will be the key to the pass receptions off the arm of quarterback Jake Keltner.
Watch and see how Berwick comes out. We've been looking at their practices this week. It looks like they're going to try something new on offense. The offensive line for Berwick. There you see it. Flusser, Ropsek, Kachurka, DePippa, Bowman, Woodashik, the tight end.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Keltner, Morse, and Frank. And the ball squirts loose. Avina goes for the ball, and it's covered by Aliquippa. On the first play of the game, a nasty mistake as the ball squirted loose out of the hands of Lance Avina.
I'll tell you what, this is a great football play, too. Berwick on the first play of the game. As you see the Aliquippa player down. The Aliquippa player, that's in trouble right now on the field. But Berwick opened up the hole on the very first play. Now watch. This is wide open. Nice blocking. He's got a hole here. He just hit. The ball is free. And now watch the great play here as Avina's going for the ball. He's blocked off of the ball because Avina certainly would have fallen on that ball and recovered for Berwick. Nice defensive play there by the Aliquippa player.
And the injured player that fell on the ball was Shari Smith, and he's all right as he's off the field. So now, here's your offensive line: Gill, Becker, Elmore, Hall, Gilbert, Hilliard, and Haley. And we'll tell you about some of the heights and weights. 1st and 10 after the fumble at the 43-yard line of Aliquippa. Terry Patrick in motion. The pitch is to Willie Lindsay. And he is the swivel hip guy that likes the big plays, but he only gets a couple on that one to the 45.
That's right. Lindsay's the guy who gets out into the open. He's quick. But the Berwick defensive team specializing this year on stopping big play guys. As you look at the Berwick defense, that's Pendeer into Pippett, Donnelly, Ropsek, and Huey. And again, on that particular play to open the game, the defense swarmed to stop Lindsay.
2nd down and a long 9. Dave Mike is the quarterback, Stewart the fullback, Lindsay is the tailback and the wide receiver. You see him coming to the bottom of your screen is Terry Patrick. And the drop play. This is going to be the big guy, and he stacks up at the 42 for a loss.
Well, it's message time. Let me tell you, it's message time. And the Berwick message is, okay, you guys are big. Okay, you're quick. We ain't afraid. Watch the great inside play right here. 2 linebackers making the stop for Berwick. The tip in there. And 4th. And that brings up a long 3rd down for Aliquippa.
3rd and a long 10 at their own 42-yard line. Aliquippa 14-0. 4,303 offensive yards. This is Mike back to pass. Mike looks. It is incomplete at the 45-yard line. Intended for the split end, Greg Gill.
Tell you what, that pass is right there, but what I talked about earlier, it is cold today. It's going to be difficult for the receivers to field the football. He's wide open. Watch the pass. It is right on the money. Gale is there. It's in his hands, but he cannot bring it in, and I think the cold weather, the gloves will have something to do with that. The point is, Berwick has held on the first offensive series, and very few teams have stopped Aliquippa this year. Remember, they scored 44 points in the first half last week.
Arno asked you back to punt. His longest punt this year was 50. He's averaging 32. It's a muff football, and Berwick has it at the 29-yard line, first and 10.
All right, no score in the first quarter. We'll be back after this.
There's a surprise waiting for your kids at Burger King. What do you think it could be?
Bucket rainbow. Fireflies. And something stops and comes through the bowl.
It's the Pretenders. 4 furry cats who pretend to be a dog, a duck, a mouse, and a bunny.
See? It's a cat. Let's get one for Susie. No, that is a mouse. And now it transforms into a cat again. Meow. Quack, quack, quack. Pretenders.
Collect all 4 Pretenders, $1.99 each, now at Burger King.
At Browns in Berwick, we're asking you not to purchase a new or used car or truck until you see us. Why? Because we will do anything possible to put you in a new or used vehicle at a price you can afford. At Browns, you can select from the complete GM line: Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, and Cadillac. We're also your Mercedes-Benz headquarters with every model and option available. So don't make your new or used car or truck purchase until you see us at Browns in Berwick. And remember, you can buy a brown car or truck in any color.
We've traded fumbles, but Berwick comes out of it with a better deal. They have a 1st and 10 inside the 30-yard line as Kelster gets set to work. Kelster fakes the give, wants to pass, throws, and it's incomplete. To Charlie Lynn coming out of the backfield. A nice, soft, easy toss there, Joe, and Lynn couldn't handle it.
Look for a lot of that today. Aliquippa likes to blitz. That's been what they've done all year. The best way to beat the blitz, dump these balls off short to the backs coming out of the backfield. So if Aliquippa blitzes, and they've been successful blitzing, look for Berwick to dump the ball off.
So it'll be a 2nd and 10. The ball spotted at the 29-yard. We're in the first quarter with 9:19 remaining. Both teams have traded fumbles, but Berwick on the move right now. Good look at Jake Kelster, the most sought-after quarterback by Division I teams. He's in trouble. Tries to race out of the pocket, and he meets a gang of Quips in his gang tackle.
Let me tell you something about that fumbled punt of the snap. Tim Carlson was in Aliquippa this week, watched the Aliquippa practices, and sure enough, if Tim didn't tell me this afternoon, one of the problems Aliquippa has had with punts, they have trouble holding onto the football, getting the snap and center. And the first snap of the game, they fumbled it.
All right, it is 3rd and 12. The ball at the 27-yard line. Berwick now with a big down to go. Needs a big yardage to keep the drive alive after recovering the fumble. Tossed up by the Quips of Aliquippa. In motion is Dante Flank. Kelster, another soft pass. This one's complete. It is to the 20. It will not be enough for the first down, or maybe it will. Let's check it. I believe he has the first down.
Well, it depends on the mark. It looks like it will be first, but here it is again. The rush comes in short by Aliquippa. They jump off those little short passes to the back, out of the backfield. Here it comes. Very strong rush here by Aliquippa. Kelster's in trouble, jumps it off, the back underneath. And this play is going to work all day if they're going to blitz them.
Well, they're not bashful because Lynn missed the first one, but he caught this one. It's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. In the first quarter, there is no score. State championship on the line. Kelster, the handoff. And that play is stacked up. That's Dave Force, the senior fullback who plays linebacker, but sometimes comes in for the short yardage run. Dave Force, no gain on the play.
And of course, the key to the defense for Aliquippa is the big guy, Sean Gilbert, number 71. You see him there at the top of your screen on the right. He is blocked nicely, but he is standing there, and he comes in here to finish off this play. But Gilbert 6'6", 270. He's being recruited by every major college in the country, and he's being considered as one of the top high school players in the country this year. He is the guy to watch in the middle of Aliquippa's defense.
All right, 2nd and 9, double wide receivers to the right side. Kelchner races to that side, looks for a hole, but then he's hemmed in at about the 16-yard line.
The guy we talked about, Gilbert, not only is he big, he's fast, and you saw him out there. He cut him down. As Kelchner tried to cut to the outside, the big guy Gilbert was there to slow him down. So don't let his sight fool you. It's going to be very difficult to run toward him today, and that guy's all over the field.
They're down and 8. Keep in mind that last week against Middletown, the Dogs started off the game with a field goal by Tom Kinsey. Will they be in range if they fail here? 3rd and a long 8. The ball at the 16-yard line. If they do not gain anything, it'll be about a 32-yard field goal try. Let's see what happens on the big 3rd down. Kelchner back to pass. Nobody there to pass block for him. He's in trouble. He's being chased. And he's going down. Not only down, but he's out of field goal range.
Big defensive play. The key on this one is Aliquippa's defensive back. They had Avina tied up. Avina has not been opened yet. And anybody who followed Berwick last year, and you watched last week, if Avina isn't open, Berwick's in trouble. Kelchner's looking right away that way. Nobody's open. Avina's covered, and now he's in trouble. That's a big loss. 4th down, and they'll try to punt from here and maybe pin Aliquippa deep inside their own territory.
And there you see the partisan Berwick crowd. They have 3 times as many fans here than Aliquippa. I'd say about 6,000 from Berwick have made the trek. All set to go now as we're ready to kick away. Kelchner gets it away, aims it for the sidelines. There will be no run back. It goes out of bounds.
And that is Kelchner, the brother of Kelchner, the quarterback.
Well, there's a break in the action here at Hershey Stadium in the 1st quarter. Aliquippa nothing and Berwick nothing. We'll be back.
Dixie, look what I got at Ray and Jarek.
Woo! Looks like Santa's toy shop. I bet you saved money, too.
Oh, I did. Is this adorable, or what?
Good price, ain't he?
My little boy's gonna love this.
You got Santa in there, too?
Oh, yeah, he's in there.
Happy holidays from Ray and Derek.
The convenience you want.
The savings you deserve.
Please hurry. My husband needs help. Hurry, please.
When we got to the emergency room, I didn't think Bob was going to make it. I've never seen doctors and nurses work so fast or care so much. Thanks to them, my Bob is back home with me again.
The Berwick Hospital Center, the first choice when seconds count.
Back here at Hershey Stadium, Wallows with Joe Zone, our colleagues down on the field. Tim Carlson, Karen Hart, and Jay Christopher. We'll be hearing from them at halftime. They're equipped from Aliquippa, suburb of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Dave Mike, number 14, gets set to work. Mike tries a little off-tackle play, but again, it's knocked up, and the Berwick defense is coming to play.
The Berwick defense, first 4 plays now. They've tried to run the ball right off tackle, and the Berwick defense has been there to stop it. This is Aliquippa's second play on offense, their second drive on offense. First offensive series, 3 downs and a punt.
Dave Mike, James Stewart, Willie Lindsay, and the wide receiver is Terry Patrick. Morris Haley, the tight end. The split end is Greg Gill. And in motion, it'll be a 5-yarder, this time against the Quips.
False start.
Let's take a look at the umpiring crew here today. The referee is Len Liskow. The umpire, Ray Quenzer. The head linesman is Bill Schultz. The line judge is George Geist. The back judge is Joe Spencer. And the field judge is Ed Howie. The men chosen by the PIAA to officiate the state championship from Hershey, Pennsylvania. 2nd down and 15. Dave Mike possesses a good throwing arm, but this time hands off to Willie Lindsay. Breaks the tackle. He's the big play man, but this time he's handcuffed at the 25-yard line. Willie Lindsay.
He's the kid you got to watch. He's very slippery, and he gets into the open field. He's very difficult to catch. Berwick almost made a great play there, had the initial contact, but Lindsay was able to get away. Now watch here. Coming right at you. He's hit right there. Looks like he's down, but he sneaks away, makes a big gainer out of it.
Little arm tackling there by the Berwick defense. 4:11 left to go in the first quarter. 3rd down and 4. Lindsay averaging 6 yards a carry, rushed for 14 touchdowns. But Mike wants the pass. He's being chased. Mike on the run, and Mike will have to bail himself out of bounds.
What a great play by Joe Henger on Berwick. Stayed right out there, no question. His assignment today is to make sure the quarterback, Mike, doesn't get outside. Now watch Henger. Coming into your picture now at the top. He's just going to force him outside right there. Now he's got nowhere to go but outside. Berwick shuts it down. And it's 3 plays and punt again for Aliquippa. And believe me, Aliquippa has not seen a defense like this year.
Arno Askew, who has a little trouble handling the snap. Let's see what happens this time. He's picking from his 5-yard line. Single safety man deep for Berwick is Joe Kelchner. A high snap, but he gets it away. Oh, both blocked. Hangs up high, bounces at the 48. Kelchner will pick it up gamely at the 38-yard line, but he's wrapped up in a pack of quick from Aliquippa.
The one thing that young man does when he does receive the snap from center, he's a pretty good punter.
There's a good look at brother Joe Kelchner. He is just a junior, and the brother, of course, of quarterback Jake Kelchner. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. No score, 3:40 left to go here in the first period from Hershey, Pennsylvania. As you see, the turf nice and green. Stadium very little used during the season. Kelchner with a single back on the handoff. This is going to be Dante Frank, and struggles across the 40 to the 42-yard line.
There's that guy Gilbert again. Had the second hit, and he was the guy who put it away for Aliquippa. Dante Frank, one of the key players today for Berwick, in my estimation. He's going to have to get into the open because I do not see the passing game being the big factor.
Frank, of course, rushed for 1,161 yards. Kind of call him the unsung hero in that backfield, but he scored 17 touchdowns for the Dogs this year. 2nd down and 6. In motion comes Lance Avina. They haven't thrown him today. And a rollout. This is going to be Jake Kelchner. Stutter steps across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Those short, choppy steps by Jake Kelchner.
And once again, Kelchner gets a little bit of breathing room. Here comes the big guy, Gilbert, from the other side of the field. Makes the tackle. Stops him short of the 1st down.
Just about a yard to go. Take a look at Kelchner's rushing yardage. 93 carries for 511 yards. 5.5 on average and 12 touchdowns. 3rd down and a yard. Who gets the ball? It is Frank. And Frank got the 1st down. Dante Frank, the 5'10", 185-pound senior, picks up the 1st down as we hit the 2-minute mark here in the first period. There's Coach George Curry and his battery, the assistants, directing the attack from the sideline.
Let me tell you, they've prepared very hard this week for this football game.
Kelchner, this time in the I formation, and the last man through is Frank, but look at him wrapped up by that defense. Across the line for Aliquippa, it's Durham, Hilliard, Elmore, Beasley, and Haley. The linebackers are Bible and Gilbert. The cornermen are Gill and Taylor, and the safety men are Lindsay and Patillo. And what a defense this year for Aliquippa.
What a tough job for that Berwick offensive line. Ropchek, the Shirk, the Pippa, these are the guys who got to handle that linebacker. Bowman, Slusser, they've got to handle that Gilbert kid. And again, he came from the other side, got a hand on to make the play.
That's a good look at Troy Katurka, ready to snap it back to Jake Kelchner inside the 50. The Dogs are in Quip territory. In motion, Woodishik, the tight end. The toss is to Avina. He's got it at the 45, and Avina hit high and hit low and sandwiched down at the 40-yard line. Lance Avina, 14 touchdowns via the pass route. 5'9", 165-pound senior.
And a couple of spectacular catches last week that kept that last Berwick drive alive, that game-winning drive, the one that sent Berwick into this game today. That's a little squaring he does on the play. Now look, he's just quickly going to come in on a short little pass. The defensive back is playing off a little bit, expecting Avina to go long, so they're going to get these short ones if they can make the connection.
All right, they need a yard for the first down. The ball is just at the 41-yard line, and the first man through looks like he's got the first down. Lynn, the junior fullback, will pick up another first down, and the drive continues alive as the clock shows 14 seconds, and that's going to wind down. I doubt whether it'll get another playoff, as the clock will wind down to end the first quarter, which will be indeed scoreless.
How about that?
You're watching the state championship football game live from Hershey Stadium at the end of the period. No score between Aliquippa and Berwick, and we'll be back with more action when we return.
We went to Knoble's amusement park to ask kids what they think about Mrs. T's pierogies.
Good taste. If they like potatoes, they'll like them. They're excellent strong. They're the best tasting pierogies I ever had.
Mrs. T's pierogies are nutritious, but what's the best thing about Mrs. T's?
Mrs. T's pierogies taste good.
Mrs. T's pierogies are great as a side dish or snack, but what's the best thing about Mrs. T's pierogies?
Good taste.
We started out as a little old bank, but as your needs got bigger, so did we. And we're still growing. And we want you to know that today, we can serve every single financial need that you and your family have. But we also want you to know this. We'll never get so big that you can't get close to us.
The First National Bank of Berwick, a community bank where customer service is the top priority for all your financial services.
We're back live at Berwick to start the second quarter, and we've got Tim Carlson live on the Berwick sideline.
Well, Joe and Paul, I think the one thing to look for the rest of this drive is if they keep the pressure on Kelchner like they have been, look for the quarterback draw. Quite a few times Jake's been able to pull that off, and if he can, he might wait up and go up the middle and try to find somebody open as Avina does not holding on to the ball. We might see some more of that this afternoon, too, with the cold weather. It is cold down here, but I just want to mention the fact that Kelchner likes to pull off that quarterback draw. He gets some pressure, he can go up the middle, and they're cleaning out the middle pretty good, so look for that.
And watch Avina, he was distracted there by Willie Lindsay, who cut across the grain and dropped by Avina, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
We're going to go right back to that play eventually because Avina was open.
This is the formation where they have 3 wide receivers on the left side. Single setback is Marty Force, and Force, the fullback draw, he's across the 35 to the 33-yard line. Dave Force, mind you. He's rushed for 292 yards and 5 touchdowns out of that backfield, better known for his linebacking.
Let me tell you the tale of 2 sidelines. The first quarter's over. The Berwick side is up cheering and screaming and yelling. On the Aliquippa side, they're sitting down a little depressed. The reason? Because Aliquippa, a little cocky coming in here, figured they might have an easy time. They're a little bit surprised there's no score after the first quarter.
Well, they were supposed to have the big play in their bag of tricks, but so far we haven't seen it. 3rd down and 5. Kelchner, a little toss to Avina, and the blue-fingered end gets it, and he is roped out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
The play is going to work all afternoon as long as Kelchner has enough time to get it there. There's no way Lindsay is going to play up on Avina because Avina can beat him deep. Again, Lindsay's back. They need 3-4 yards here. They're going to play this one up, and I'll tell you what's going to happen later on. Lindsay's going to move up on Avina, and Avina's going to blow by him.
We'll look for it. Question was whether Jake's hand was in good condition. I guess it is in good condition. He's had no problem wiring the ball. First down. Kelchner still wants to stay to the air. Fakes this time. Sees a hole, but it closes up quickly. Jeff Bible, the linebacker, 5'10", 185 pounds, closed it up and brings the quarterback down.
What a nice drive, Bill, by Berwick. If you look at the Bulldogs fans, they were here early this morning. Some of the students were here like at 7:30 when the Aliquippa team rolled into the stadium to check out the field. And I don't think they said anything like, welcome Quips, believe me.
2nd down and 4. We're in the second period in case you just joined us. We're live from Hershey Stadium. the state championship football game. Will it go west or will it stay east? In a matter of time, we'll know. 2nd down and 4 at the 20. Kelchner, this is the handoff, and the scissor run is cut down. Maybe a yard gain on the forward progress. Maybe not. We'll see where they check. Spot it.
Very interesting drive, though, by Berwick. They're throwing a couple, they're running a couple, they're going off tackle, they're throwing the short passes. They have not thrown a long pass yet. Watch this time. See if Avina doesn't pull up short, fake, and then try to go long into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, this is where they were in the first period when they threw Kelchner back for a big loss, and they had to punt the ball. But now it is 3rd down. They need 3 to keep the drive alive. Kelchner. Double receivers on the left side. He wants to throw right. He looks. He fires for Avina. Touchdown! Joe, you said it just moments ago. Willie Lindsay's going to come in, and Avina is going to fly right by him, and indeed he did.
I'll give a lot of credit to the Berwick offensive line. They gave Kelchner enough time, and it's exactly what happened. Lindsay moved up because he's been getting burned on the little 3- and 4-yarder, and Avina went by him. Touchdown, Berwick.
All right, Kinsey ready to kick the extra point. Let's see if it's good. It is 7-0. Berwick takes the lead in the second period with 9:43 off the arm of Jake Kelchner to his big receiver, Lance Avina. A break in the action. We'll be back with a kickoff after this.
Mrs. T's Pierogies presents the great side dish trade-in.
I had him mashed, I had him hashed. Boring potatoes should be stashed.
Sorry, Mrs. T's Pierogies.
Stuff the stuffing.
Mrs. T's Pierogies are perfect.
Rice is nice, but I need some spice.
I'm fed up with French fries.
Mrs. T's Pierogies have good taste.
America's next great side dish is hiding in your grocer's freezer.
No more noodles.
At Brown's in Berwick, we're asking you not to purchase a new or used car or truck until you see us. Why? Because we will do anything possible to put you in a new or used vehicle at a price you can afford. At Brown's, you can select from the complete GM line: Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, and Cadillac. We're also your Mercedes-Benz headquarters with every model and option available. So don't make your new or used car or truck purchase until you see us at Brown's in Berwick. And remember, you can buy a Brown car or truck in any color.
Off after the touchdown, it's 7-0 Berwick. Lindsay and Kyle are back deep awaiting the kick. There's a good look at Mike Beaupain and the dog cheerleaders. Here we go. A kick is a floater. It's picked up there by Terry Patrick. Drops and picks up again. Patrick to the 20, the 25. Wiggling his way across the 30 to about the 34-yard line. Could have been a devastating play, but Patrick came out of it with good running position.
Well, Aliquippa now is in the position that Berwick was in last week. This is what you call gut check time. You find out if you're as good as the newspapers and the TV people and everybody say you are. Aliquippa has to come from behind if they want to be state champ. They're number 2 in the country going in. For the number 2 in the country, we're going to find out right now.
And there's the quarterback, David Mike. He left Stewart and Lindsay. Lying behind him, wide receiver is Terry Patrick. Haley and Gill are the ends. Tackles are Hilliard and Becker. And the pitch is to Billingsley. And Billingsley is trapped and tackled.
It's very obvious right now that Berwick defense again is controlling the football game. This is the 3rd offensive series for Aliquippa. They have not had a first down yet.
Well, Lindsay is the star runner, and Billingsley is his replacement. He's got 8 touchdowns. Mark Hilliard, there he is. Let's check it. Dwayne Cox, the linebacker. 2nd down and 7. Mike on the run. It's tipped there. Tipped by Joe Hanger.
Again, Hanger. You saw it earlier in the last series. It's Henger's job to watch the quarterback. And there he is. He's not going outside. And this time he tried to go over him. and Hager gets a piece and deflects it.
Getting back to that touchdown drive, it took 11 plays, and it went 63 yards for the only score of the ball game. A Kelchner to Avina pass and a Kinsey extra point. 3rd down and 7. The Quips have not had any good field position so far here in the first half. Mike back to pass. Mike looking. Mike, look out. He's wrapped up in the arms of Chris Aliquippa. Talk about defense.
Talk about those Berwick defensive backs. The quarterback has nowhere to go. Nobody to throw to. Now he's got lots of time. He's rolling right. That's his favorite way. He's looking, but there's nobody open. Nobody's open. And boom! See you later. You're punting. That's their 3rd offensive series now. It's been 3 downs and punt. And these guys are in shock.
Askew punting for the 3rd time this afternoon. Gets it away. It'll be Joe Kelchner at his own 48-yard line, but off balance, he's down at the mid-stride. There's a break in the action here at Hershey Stadium in the 2nd quarter. The score, Berwick 7, Aliquippa nothing. More action when we return.
Browns and Berwick, we're asking you not to purchase a new or used car or truck until you see us. Why? Because we will do anything possible to put you in a new or used vehicle at a price you can afford. At Browns, you can select from the complete GM line: Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, and Cadillac. We're also your Mercedes-Benz headquarters with every model and option available. So don't make your new or used car or truck purchase until you see us at Browns in Berwick. And remember, you can buy a brown car or truck in any color.
These smiles tell a story of care and understanding. One of dedicated professionals whose genuine reward is the happiness etched on the faces of those they touch. The Berwick Retirement Village Nursing Home, a quality environment providing special care from special people.
There's a good look at the huge crowd here at Hershey Stadium. The flag will give you the wind condition, and there are the Aliquippa buses parked in the background. It is Berwick, 1st and 10, right at midfield. They lead 7-0. 7:37 left to go in the half. Oh, what a hit there by the big guy coming in, Gilbert.
He was coming all the way to the big linebacker, and I guess if your defense is going to rally now, it's going to rally around this guy, the All-American, the one everybody's looking at. And he was coming all the way. He wasn't touched.
A loss of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 13. Inside the 50-yard line at the Berwick 47. Think there are a lot of college scouts watching this big guy here today, Joe?
They know about him, but I'm sure they're here to look at some of these other kids.
All the scouts are here watching the 2 teams vie for the state championship. Kelchner rolling right, looking for the receiver. Spots Avina. He hasn't dropped it.
Boy, we have got a great battle going on here this time. This time, they play Avina back off the line. He shoots down the field like he's going to fly. Pulls up short. And normally he catches this pass, but as you can see, there's no defenders near him because they're giving them the room. They've just been burned. They've got to give Avina some room.
Keep in mind those fingers are darn cold. It's 30 degrees here on a cloudy, overcast day, but the wind chill probably makes it about 20 degrees. So it is icy cold for the football players as well as the fans.
And the wind, incidentally, is blowing across the field away from us to the other side, so it's really not blowing up and down, affecting the flight of the ball up and down the field.
There you are along the line. Joe Kelchner in motion. 3rd down, 13. Jake back to pass. It's been a passing game. The rush is on. He flips it over. He's got Avina. Avina being chased, and he's brought down from behind. Boy, that was a lot of gutsy play to just lob that ball over the defense as they rushed and blitzed on that play.
Well, I think that was probably the most delayed screen that I have ever seen. It looks like he's going to be sacked here. This is a design screen.
No, close.
There he is. Well, maybe it wasn't designed. Either way, it was a pretty late-breaking screen.
A busted-up play, but it goes to no avail, and back to punt is Joe Kelchner. Taylor Kyle and Willie Lindsay The fleet-footed receivers are back there, but so far this afternoon, they've not had their chance. Kyle backs up. He takes it at the 12-yard line. Looks for a couple of blocks. Did his knee touch? Yep, he did. His knee went down.
Great job by Berwick again, containing the punt. And let's not forget Aliquippa's defense. There was a chance for Berwick to really take control of the football game. And Aliquippa, the great team that they are, don't forget, you don't get to be 14-0 and get to here by being an average football team. The great team that they are, their defense sucked it up and stopped Berwick's drive.
7-0 is the score. Berwick leading, 5:56, ready to go here in the second period. David Mike. He passed for 13 touchdowns this year, and he hits his receiver. Willie Lindsay, double-teamed and driven out of bounds.
Well, I think Aliquippa's realized they have been able to do very little running the ball over the tackles. They're going to come out throwing now, take their chances. They are a big play team. They like to get that kid Lindsay into the open field. He's an excellent runner. Look for Aliquippa now to throw a little bit more because obviously the Berwick defense is shutting down the run.
There's the offense that has not picked up a first down yet this afternoon here in this big game. David Mike calls the play. Stewart, Lindsay, Patrick in the backfield, holding up a hand signal. He's 6'2", 190 pounds, and a senior. From Aliquippa, Patrick in motion. But the handout is to Lindsay, and Lindsay hit by a couple of dogs right there, and hit hard.
And if anybody were to ask you or say to you that Aliquippa would not have a first down with 4:40 left in the first half, that person would think you're crazy. But that's the fact.
And maybe not even having a score in the second period this far. And again, that is the fact. 7-0. 3rd and 3 for the gang from Aliquippa. Mike has his back to the eye. Patrick in motion, coming to you. He pitches it out to Lindsay, but yellow markers are down. In fact, a couple of yellow flags. One in the backfield of the Quips and one in the defensive area.
Red ball. Procedure.
There you see the referee, Len Litko, says.
That's Becker. Yep, the offensive lineman, Becker, a little anxious. These kids are looking for their first down. They're looking to get something going. They're not used to this. They're anxious right now. They're trying to establish something as Coach Curry shouts out some instructions on what is now a 3rd down and 8.
Becker responsible for the penalty, 6'1", 210 pounds, and only a sophomore. Aliquippa, they've won so many titles this year, or rather down through the years, and still would like to pack another one away, but so far they've been denied. 3rd down and 8. At the 15-yard line, Patrick in motion. Mike, a little jump pass fake, pitches it out to Lindsay, but Lindsay is thrown for a loss.
Yeah, that's fooled everybody. That's a nice trick play. I wonder if Coach Curry has seen that one on the films anywhere or what, because, I mean, look at this. This is designed to fake the Berwick defense out. A little quick pass, jumps it back to the big running back, and look at that. There are 4, 5, 6 Berwick defenders on that play.
It looks like the Berwick team practiced nothing but defense, and it certainly has paid off. They're proving it here today. 4th down and 15. Arno Askew in the end zone, trying to punt it out. In any case, the Dogs will come out in good field position. He gets it away, and it sails for Joe Kelchner, bounces at the 35, and they'll elect to leave it roll instead at the 38-yard line. Still time to score. 3:04 remaining in the half, with the Dogs leading by a score of 7-0. But we told you there were other games being played around the area for state championships, and we'll tell you where they're being played. But first, let's go down to Tim Carlson. Tim?
Well, Joe and Paul, I just want to mention that Coach Curry was the one that alerted the official to the motion problem that was going on back there. And if you notice, the very next play, the penalty was called, and Berwick got a big break out of that, and the Quips got pushed back and eventually had to punt. Great call by Coach Curry to bring that to the attention of the official.
Yet another catch by Lance Savina. Takes the ball inside the 35 to about the 32-yard line. The other games being played for state championship, Pittsburgh Central Catholic is at Camp Hill Cedar Cliff. That's at Beaver Stadium at Penn State. In the AA, it's Wilmington versus Bethlehem Catholic. And in the Class A, it's Cambridge Springs at Camp Hill, and that's being played at Grove Stadium in Shippensburg. And of course, the premier one right here, Aliquippa and Berwick, with Berwick leading 7-0, 2:20 remaining in the half. The ball at the 33-yard line, 2nd and 4. Dave Forrest is the fullback, the lone setback in the backfield. Kelchner looking for receivers downfield. Avina is double teamed. He won't be able to get past, and out of bounds he goes as he rides the shoulder of Kelchner and drives him out of bounds.
Yeah, Kelchner got that one all on his own. Again, nice defensive play this time by the Aliquippa secondary. Nobody open. Kelchner packed it in, and he was able to get something out of it. You watch him as he'll turn the corner on the replay. He's looking everywhere now, but there's nobody open. He's got to take it in. Just does get around the corner there to pick up a couple, and then Aliquippa with the gang tackle.
Well, a low-scoring ball game that a lot of people thought wouldn't happen here. Of course, Berwick winning the low-scoring game last week against Middletown, 16-12. Mainly during the year, their output was in the 40-point range. But down to the end of the season, heading for a state championship, with 2 minutes to go, they lead 7-0. 3rd down and 4, and penalty markers once again.
That'll be the first one against Berwick. We have 2 minutes left in the half.
Full start. Offense.
2 minutes left in the half. Berwick has committed its first penalty of the game that I can recall, and that's one of the reasons why the Bulldogs are leading 7-0. They are well prepared. They are intense, and if they can put 7 up going into the second half, Aliquippa is going to have a halftime talk that they've never heard this year.
Well, Berwick's a team that's offense that could get into those distractions because they play so many different positions and shift out of the offense, splitting receivers wide, left, right. But now it is 3rd down and 9. Kelchner takes the handoff to Marty Lynn. Looks up the middle. It's sealed off. Tosses it over. He's got Woodishick, the tight end. And Woodishick is creamed at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, it was a desperation pass. It was a dump off. Everything else was covered. Everything else was covered on that play. As you look at Woodishick, Kevin Woodishick, the junior tight end, he was the safety valve on that play and nowhere to go. So Berwick looking at 4th down, 1:41 left in the half, and Aliquippa has called timeout. They're probably going to try to get something on the board, I would assume, before the half runs out. Very, very interesting, I would say. I don't think anybody thought that we'd be looking at a first half, and Aliquippa does not have a first down yet, let alone a score. They don't have a first down.
Sunday night at 6:30 on WNEP, we'll meet a woman hunter who may be just a leading bear hunter in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Plus, we'll have your complete deer season update. And skiers, did you know that snowmaking originated in the Poconos? There's plenty of excitement and information for everyone. Don't forget the great prizes you can win in our Christmas giveaway. All on Pennsylvania Outdoor Live. And that's Sunday night at 6:30 only on WNEP. This is Hershey Stadium, home of Milton Hershey High School. Philadelphia Eagles at one time played their exhibition games here. Big 33 game was played here. It's on a hop. Kelchner's in trouble as he tries to retrieve the football. He'll kick it on and get it away. What a game guy, Joe Kelchner.
Well, you see that on the pro level once in a while. That is just a great play by Kelchner.
So normally a play like that, you pick up the football and try to run it out and eat the football. But Joe still found time to get his foot into the action and got it away.
Let me put that into perspective for you. As you look at Kelchner, the brother, Joe Kelchner, that ball is back on the 40-yard line if he's tackled back there. Now this ball's alive. He's got the sense to not only pick it up, but then kick it. The ball ends up on the 32. That's about a 35-yard play for Berwick.
Well, I don't believe the Quips have been in Bulldog territory all afternoon, and they're on their own 32-yard line. Mike tries to escape out of the pocket, and he throws it into the ground, incomplete.
Berwick's defense. They've got everything covered. They've shut down the run. They've got the ends covered. They've got the receivers covered. And Aliquippa hasn't seen any of this.
1 minute and 28 seconds. It's been an 18-yard pass play from Jake Kelchner to Lance Avina, the only score of the ball game. And, of course, Tom Kinsey's extra point kick made it 7-0. 2nd and 10. The clock winding down. Less than a minute and a half left to go in the half. Mike, the draw play to Willie Lindsay, and he's leg tackled. Willie Lindsay. Number 85 with a big tackle for, and that's the man, Joe Donnelly. And, of course, that's his cousin, Jim Donnelly, who's a member of our crew down below. Joe Donnelly, what defense he's been playing. He's got 19 quarterback sacks this year, 73 tackles, and 27 assists. Joe Donnelly, the nose guard. 3rd and 10, 55 seconds remaining. And it looks like we'll be in the locker room at halftime with a Berwick 7-0 lead. Mike throws long, looking, and it is tipped, intended for Greg Gill, the split end. One-on-one situation that time, Joe.
Keltner was back there, everybody back there on defense for Berwick. Now look, there's Avina. He's got him smothered. No way that's going to be complete. And we're looking at 3 downs and punt again every time. Aliquippa's had the ball with 44 seconds left in the first half. We could be going to the halftime with Aliquippa not getting a first down in this game.
Arno Askew punting for the 4th time this afternoon. Averaging 32, gets it away. Joe Keltner at his 39. Tries to look for a hole. Heads to the sideline and is wrapped up at the 42-yard line. 1st and 10, they've got 33 seconds left to go. Across the line, let's give you the offense for Berwick. Avina, Slusser, Robstock, Kachurka, DePippa, Bowman, and Woodishick. Bowman, of course, a sophomore, Kachurka junior, Robstock a junior, Slusser a junior, and Woodishick a junior. So they have only one senior on that offensive line, and that's Avina, so you can see what kind of wealth they'll have coming back next year. This could be the very last play of the first half with Berwick leading by a score of 7-0. Jake will have to hurry to get it off. And he gives to Dante Frank, and Frank is down at the 40-yard line.
And there's also a flag down on the play. Not the end of the first half just yet. We've got a flag down on the play. Now we've got another flag down, probably a personal foul because 2 flags came out after the Berwick players moved their mouths. Let's listen.
Participation. 12 men on the field.
12 men on the field. Well, in a second it'll be the half. And stay tuned at halftime. We'll be going downstairs. Talk to our colleagues, Tim Carlson, Karen Hart, Jay Christopher. Have some special guests. And, of course, we'll also see the Berwick Marching Band at halftime.
You know, I'd like to be in that Aliquippa locker room and hear what Coach Don Yanessa has created, because this is going to be a new speech for him.
And keep in mind, there's a lot of other sports going on this afternoon. We'll be breaking from here and going to Studio Central. Tom Tidy will bring us in on some scores. By the way, some professional football games being played around the area, and perhaps a score on that Bethlehem Catholic game being played at Altoona. A second to go. Now the clock has run off that second, but she'll say they'll get the play off. That's the umpire, Ray Quinzer, standing over the football. Now he says, okay, boys, let's get the play underway. We'll go inside and get warm. Keltner will just drop to his knees, and that is
wait a minute.
A late hit.
Not a late hit, but I'll tell you what. Sean Durham was very aggressive for that play, and I can understand their frustration because the big boys from Aliquippa are trailing at halftime, 7-0, and they don't know what being behind is all about.
Well,
one score in this first half, and Berwick has it. Keltner to Avina. How many times this year? There it is. Avina, the touchdown. It's 7-0 Berwick, and that's the score at halftime.
The battle for the Pennsylvania State Championship is brought to you by Ray and Derrick, the convenience you want and the savings you deserve. Mrs. T's Pierogies, America's next great side dish. And by Browns in Berwick, where you can buy a brown car or truck in any color.
Santa's cookies without Santa's milk. Freshly made dinner rolls without real butter. Home-baked holiday pies without ice cream. Don't forget to put milk and dairy products on your shopping list. Because what would the holidays be without them? Happy holidays from Pennsylvania's dairy farmers.
The holidays are meant to share with friends and family. And there are lots of things to do, as you can plainly see. It's a time for mixing and fixing all around. We want to help in every way to brighten up your holiday. Trustworthy hardware store, we're the problem solvers.
Well, we're back here in the press box at beautiful Hershey Stadium, and beautiful is the word to describe the defense of the Berwick Bulldogs. I think they really designed this game around their defense.
It is unbelievable to me to be sitting here. Forget the scoreboard that it's 7-0. Think about the fact that Aliquippa doesn't have a first down. Not a first down. This is a team that scored 44 points last week in the first half. They're averaging 35 points a game. They have no first down in the first half, and that is all Berwick defense. Not only the skill level of the kids playing today, but a great job of coaching and preparation by the Berwick coaching staff, because they have not been fooled, they have not been surprised by anything that the Quips, the second ranked in the country Quips, have done in the first half.
Well, what do you think will be going through the mind of Coach Don Yanessa in that Quip locker room right now?
Well, the thing is, he's got to make up something. He's got to create something. He's never been in this situation before. Not this year. It's his team down at halftime, and I can't imagine what he's saying right now. But I know one thing. It's not the kind of thing I'd want to hear. All right, it is 7-0 halftime here in Hershey. We're going live to Tom Tidy, our studios in Avoca.
Okay, Joe, thanks a lot. Really an incredible game so far. 7-0 in halftime. Berwick coming out and dominating. All week long we talked about Sean Gilbert, the big guy for Aliquippa, 6'7", 270 pounds. Division I prospect. What you don't realize, I guess, Berwick offensive line besides Gilbert is bigger along the line than Aliquippa, and they're really proving that this afternoon. Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights. Berwick won the coin toss, and they came out and had the ball first. On the first play of the game, Danny Franco threw a big hole but fumbles. Aliquippa comes up with the ball, the cold weather might being a factor early on. Now, Aliquippa ran 3 plays, and they had to punt, but look at on the punt. Eric Bauer of Berwick comes up with the ball on the 28-yard line. Berwick in good field position. They had to punt also. Defense through the first quarter. Watch this defense. Sean Durham on the blitz for Aliquippa. Sacks Jake Kelchner for a big loss. That knocked Berwick out of field goal range. But here comes the score. Second quarter. An 11-play, 63-yard drive capped off by this 19-yard touchdown. Kelchner to Lance Avina. And as Joe Zone said, how many times have we seen this year? As a matter of fact, it's 22 times. Now, a beautiful scoring pass, and we'll take a look at it in slow-mo. Kelchner rolls out and fakes like he's going to run. It pulls the linebackers up, gives him enough time to hit Avina for the score. And let's check out the halftime score right now. Berwick leading Aliquippa 7-0 for the AAA state championship. One other local team, number 2 ranked Bethlehem Catholic, 18-0. That is in the second quarter. They are also 14-0. Becca High, really a great season so far, 18-0 over Wilmington. That is in the second quarter. NFL this afternoon in the second, the Jets lead Indianapolis. That is 10-6. Well, on the coldest day of the month, I guess, let's talk about baseball to warm things up. The AAA team, just a few months from coming to the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area. Now, yesterday they showed off the new logo for the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Red Barons, the Phillies AAA affiliate, and made its debut yesterday at a press conference. The stadium at Montage is expected to be ready for opening day on April 5th. The tickets, really reasonable, $5 for field boxes, $4 for reserved grandstands, and $3 for general admission. And hey, everyone is ready for opening day.
We got baseball right here in our backyard starting next year. And we're coming out strong with it right now. Now, let me tell you, it's here, and all of the rumor and all of the 4-year problems and everything else are done. Those things are ancient history. It's the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Red Barons.
All right, we're looking forward to baseball. We're also looking forward to the second half of the AAA State Championship. Berwick and Aliquippa coming up live in just about 2 minutes. We'll take some commercials, and we'll be right back. Stick around.
We started out as a little old bank, but as your needs got bigger, so did we. And we're still growing. And we want you to know that today, we can serve every single financial need that you and your family have. But we also want you to know this. We'll never get so big that you can't get close to us.
The First National Bank of Berwick, a community bank where customer service is the top priority for all your financial services.
We went to Knoebel's amusement park to ask kids what they think about Mrs. T's pierogies.
Good taste. If they like potatoes, they'll like them. They're excellent to try. They're the best tasting pierogies I ever had.
Mrs. T's pierogies are nutritious, but what's the best thing about Mrs. T's?
Mrs. T's pierogies taste good.
Mrs. T's pierogies are great as a side dish or snack, but what's the best thing about Mrs. T's pierogies?
Good taste.
Okay, welcome back to the halftime show, everyone. I'm Tom Tidy. Let's go back down now to Hershey Stadium, where we're broadcasting live the AAA State Championship, Berwick and Aliquippa. And Jay, I knew if you'd be there, Berwick would have good luck today.
Thank you very much. You know, watching George Curry on the sidelines, he's strictly business, and I guess that's the way it should be. I had an opportunity earlier this week to talk to George Curry one-on-one, and I found a very different kind of George Curry. Here's a sample of that. For the past 27 years, George Curry has been in the building business, building character, responsibility, leadership, and commitment. He's done it the best way he knows how, fashioning football teams into championship football teams. He admits he plays a part in all of this, but he credits family and family tradition as the key.
But I would say for the most part, our youngsters know what it takes to win. Probably because they've been in football, their fathers have played, their neighbors have played, their brothers, and I think tradition has a lot to do with it. I think this is why it all ties together. I think it's family background. I think they want to be part of it. They want to live up to their family tradition. The work ethic, the off-season programs, the love of the game, it's all relative, I think, to success. These kids seem to have that passion, that burning passion to become good players. And
Curry is a realist. He knows passion won't win ball games. Because of that, he goes the extra mile with his kids. That's why, year after year, he's always in the hunt.
Well, I guess probably a combination of two things, really. We got, number one, you win with players, and we have the players, and number two, I think you win with preparation, and I think in Berwick we take it very, very serious, and our preparation begins a week after the prior season, or the following season. And there's nothing to put 8 hours a day after school. The field house is open every day of the year up until 9 o'clock at night. We extend the youngsters the opportunity to lift weights, develop their strength, develop confidence, and learn the game of football. So we have the type of young man, Jay, I think, who's willing to pay that price and make the commitment because they want to be good football players.
He rarely takes credit for his victories. He attributes it all to his team. He admits it's been a long road, but being in the title game is very easy to take.
Well, you feel good about it. Obviously, I mean, you know, anybody, any coach will tell you that it's probably something you dream about. You want to be there. I know when they started the state playoffs, we started last summer. Once we found out they were going to have it, we talked about it in here. In fact, it's ironic. We said it's going to be Berwick and Aliquippa. We told our kids, you're going to play Aliquippa next year in the state finals. And I'm sure many of them believe me, but I'm sure some of them looked at me and said, Coach, you know what? I mean, and here we are. We're in it.
That's a little different look at George Curry. He used different words, but in speaking to George and listening to some of his comments, I kind of get the feeling, even though he likes to give credit to the team and the community, the school, everybody else involved, I had a sense that he would like nothing better than for this team to win one for George. And the way they're going, it may just very well work out that way. I'm Jay Christopher downstairs here on the field. Let's go back up to Joe Zone and Paul Oley.
Thank you very much, Jay Christopher, for an insight on the head coach of the Duke Bulldogs, George Curry. Well, if you joined us late, Joe, it's only one score, and who would ever believe Berwick ahead by a score of 7-0 over the highly touted Quips of Aliquippa.
Well, I'm not so surprised that Berwick's ahead. I'm surprised that it's 7-0 and that, Aliquippa hasn't scored yet, hasn't moved the ball. One touchdown in the game, and it was set up perfectly when Kelchner went to Avina, but that's been the story all year long. Again, the key on that play was that Avina had been driving the defensive back all game. Finally, the defensive back came up. Avina moved by him and got the touchdown. That's where we stand, 7-0.
All right, we heard from Tim Carlson and Jay Christopher down on the field. Let's go down now to Karen Hart.
Well, guys, a lot goes into high school football. It's not just the football team. You have the band, you have the cheerleaders. With me is the band director of the Berwick High School Marching Band, Ron Wasser. This must be an honor to be here in Hershey.
It's very exciting to be here, and we are glad to bring our 100 kids down, and we're looking forward to the rest of the game.
We're going to listen to them in just a moment, but we have one of the students here, too, and I want to get you on. Is this like the biggest thrill for you to be in the first state championship?
I think this is great, and I'd like to thank Berwick for giving us a chance to be here. It's like the town is great, and they support the kids really well.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have a huge crowd here from Berwick, much more people than from Aliquippa. So let's let everyone enjoy now the Berwick High School Marching Band.
very proud, very proud. We've been proud all year.
You know, these buttons, we have to point these out. These are specially made for all of us. The parents have them. Everybody here at NEP has them. We got another dad over here. Come on, step in here. Who's your son?
Ron Corona,
What position?
tight end.
You must be sophomore. Well,
Yeah.
you must be real proud.
Yes, I am. Yes.
How's it feel to be in Hershey?
Great, great.
All right, go Dogs, right? Yeah, go Dogs. We'll be right back.
Well, thank you very much, Karen. The Bulldogs are on the field. As you can well see, the strategy sessions have been planned in the locker room show, and we're about all set for the second half kickoff.
And we will have that in just a few moments, but right now, at the break in the action at halftime, 7-0 Berwick over Aliquippa.
The battle for the Pennsylvania State Championship is brought to you by the First National Bank of Berwick, where customer service is the #1 priority. Lincoln Mercury. See your local dealer. It's worth it. The Berwick Hospital Center. The first choice when seconds count. And by Burger King. We do it like you do it.
Please hurry. My husband needs help. Hurry, please.
When we got to the emergency room, I didn't think Bob was going to make it. I've never seen doctors and nurses work so fast or care so much. Thanks to them, my Bob is back home with me again.
The Berwick Hospital Center. The first choice when seconds count.
Thanks for helping me decorate, Annie.
These are so pretty, I wish I'd gone to Ray and Derek.
I got everything there. Tree, trimming, gift wrap, ornaments. Wow. Lights.
Oh, Dixie, it's beautiful.
Want to go to Ray and Derek? They're still open.
I thought she'd never ask.
Happy holidays from Ray and Derek.
The convenience you want.
The savings you deserve.
Back here at Hershey Stadium, the Bulldogs are on the field. We're still awaiting the entrance of the Aliquippa Quips. They seem to be taking a little extra time. All right, Jay Christopher has the head coach. Let's find out what George Curry's strategy session will be in the second half.
Okay, George, I know you had some time to look over the opposition. I know you came to play. Any adjustments?
No, we just got to do a little better job blocking for the running game. I think, and we have some things that we saw, some adjustments that we went over. Maybe we can get a little more consistency in offense. They're a good defensive team. It's a defensive struggle, but we got to get some consistency. And I told our special teams they got to do the job. We can't let up now.
Okay, thanks very much, Coach. All right, back to you upstairs, Joe.
If you talk about a defensive struggle, take a look at the first half stats. First down, Berwick 4, the Quips 0. Yards rushing, 36 for Berwick, 4 for the Quips. That's yards rushing. Look at the total yards. Berwick only 82. The Quips have 10 total yards. That's in the first half. Unbelievable. And this has been a defensive struggle, no question about it. You know, you look at, we've been talking about Berwick's defense, but Aliquippa's defense obviously has not done too badly either. Berwick only has 4 first downs and 82 total yards. So it is a defensive struggle to this point, and it's very interesting. Aliquippa has not come out yet. The captains have come out, but the rest of the team has not come out, and I'm a little interested in what's going on at this point in the locker room.
Well, there's your score, 7-0 as you look over the rolling hills out of Hershey Stadium, adjacent to the Hershey Park Arena. In the passing department, Berwick was 7 for 10, Aliquippa 1 for 1, and 1 for 5 rather, and each team had a turnover, and that came early in the first period. On the first play of the game, the Bulldogs coughed up a fumble, and Aliquippa recovered. On the next series of downs, Aliquippa fumbled, and Bulldogs recovered. Let's go down to Tim Carlson right now.
Well, Paul and Joe, I just want to mention one thing. The other day when I was at practice at Aliquippa, they ran about 6 or 7 option plays, and I'm talking about halfback, fullback options. I understand that Coach Curry talked to his kids in the locker room to watch out for that kind of thing, and also the screenplay. Remember, they got some speedsters in the backfield, and Willie Lindsay can throw the football. I saw him throw it the other day about 60 yards in the air. Keep an eye out for that in the second half because Aliquippa is playing from behind. Guys, back to you.
Well, you know, you talk about the halftime strategy. What could Coach Unessa be telling his kids? The one thing you can't be saying is sometimes in a 7-0 game, when you're the favorite team, you can say, well, a fluke play beat us. We're beating them up. We really ought to be ahead. But see, Unessa hasn't been able to say that in the first half because Berwick has come out and beat them. There's no flukes, no fluke touchdowns, no fluke fumbles. The weather isn't a factor. His kids were beaten in the first half, and that's why they're concerned, and that's why they took some extra time in that first half.
Let's take a look at the point spread. Berwick this year scored 507 points in their 14 games and allowed only 80, while the Quips scored 421 and allowed only 88. So their offense has produced a lot of points up until this point because the Bulldogs own the only score, and that is 7-0. Of course, Berwick received in the first half, so now they'll do the kicking off as we await the presence of the Aliquippa Quips.
And they're finally out there, and they're in danger of actually getting into the way of game in a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That's how much longer they stay down in the locker room and long beyond the time allotted for the first half intermission.
Teeing up the football is Beaupain. Mike Beaupain ready to kick it off. The deep men will be Willie, Lindsay, and Taylor. We're all set to go. Hope you enjoyed the first half. Here comes the second half. Right at you. The kick by Beaupain. It's going to be fielded by Lindsay at the 15, to the 20, the 25. Hit from behind and gang tackle at the 30 and pushed back even further. Strong determination. Take a look at the Aliquippa offense. It's Gill, Becker, Elmore, Hall, Gilbert, Hilliard, and Haley. Mike, Stewart, Lindsay, and Patrick. And that's the way they'll line up here with a 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Aliquippa has not dented into Bulldog territory yet today as Lindsay, the tailback, gets the call up to the 35.
We talked so much about that Berwick defense. There they are. Hengder, Pippa, Donnelly, Robsack, and Uhe. Force, Casarella back there, Silvers, Avina, Keltner, and Cook.
2nd down and 6 at the 35-yard line. Out of the huddle they come. David Mike, the senior quarterback, 6'2", 190-pounder. Has them in a power I formation this time. Stewart, Lindsay, and Billingsley. And the handoff goes for good yardage all the way to the 45-yard line. Number 14, that was Mike on the play, the quarterback.
And that was the first down, Aliquippa's first down of the game. The offensive line has come up. They've come out in that full house backfield. This one is straight up the middle over their big guys. And don't forget, that big kid, Gilbert, 71, also plays in the offensive line. So they went right at the Berwick defense. First down, Aliquippa.
Mike can rush. He's rushed for 310 yards and 7 touchdowns this year. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. The last man through is Willie Lindsay. Tries to cut the corner around the right side and sealed off at the 47-yard line. Willie Lindsay.
Aliquippa wants to come out and try to regain the line of scrimmage. That's where they've been getting beat. They've come out, they want to run the ball, they want to dominate the line, and the first 3-4 plays, running plays, line plays, they want to take control of the line of scrimmage.
A 9-yard pickup by Lindsay that time, places the ball at the 47-yard line. Again, a full house backfield. Stewart, Lindsay, Billingsley. Last man through is Lindsay. He rolls off a would-be tackler and goes down at the midfield stride.
That was a nice move by Lindsay. He was stacked up at the line of scrimmage, but put the little roll on, a spinning move. I remember Gail Sayers used to make that move as well as anybody. Watch Lindsay. They've got him at the line of scrimmage here. Now the spin right there to get away. Picks up maybe 2 more yards off of that, and that'll bring up the 3rd down and 6.
Right at midfield, the Quips and the defensive prize coming out of the stands from Berwick. The pitch to Lindsay. Right side, 50, 45. The big play man is down to the 30, 41-yard line. Coming alive, Willie Lindsay. He was stopped dead in the first half, but coming out of the gap right now.
Blocking the key on this play. As you can see, 14 touchdowns, 877 yards rushing. He gets 6 yards every time he carries. Look at the blocking. There's the difference this time. They swing wide, and Aliquippa's come out of that locker room looking to take control of the line.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Nothing doing on that play. That's the second first down for Aliquippa in the ball game. Both of them coming here in the third quarter.
4 yards on it.
See where they spot the ball at about the 37-yard line. 3 yards picked up, second down and 7. We're in the third period. Berwick leading by a score of 7-0. If you tune in late, an 18-yard pass play from Keltner to Avina. A Tom Kinsey extra point, and that's all the scoring we've seen. Now the Aliquippa crowd coming alive across the way. This is Billingsley. Billingsley stopped in his own tracks for a loss all the way to the 40-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd and 12.
Okay, the replay now. Just a super job on defense by Berwick that time. Wayne Koch makes the play, shuts that down, you tack on the yardage.
That's the referee, Len Lithgow.
We're talking about it. Berwick will take the penalty, even though that's a loss. Holding. Even though that's a loss on the play, Berwick will take the yardage and give the down back. Drives the ball all the way back to the 50-yard line.
All right, let's see if Mike cranks up its arm. It's 2nd and 20. A passing situation for the Quips. 8:15 left to go in the third quarter. They're sticking to the full house backfield of Stewart, Lindsay, and Billingsley. And the pitch is to Lindsay. The ball is loose, picked up by Mike. And Mike rolls off a tackler. He's still moving. He's to the 40. A broken play to the 45. And Mike dragged out from behind by Joe Keltner at the 48-yard line.
I hope we see this play again because in a way I'm kind of laughing at the way at the end of that play.
It seemed it took eternity to get it underway.
Well, watch what happens. The ball, they missed the pitch here. They're running out of the full house. Now he's got it, and he's going to take it. Now watch who's running in front of him. The big guy, Gilbert. Now if I want to follow somebody the rest of my life, it's Gilbert. Believe me. Boom, he gets it. He misses his block. It sets up for a loss, but I'm watching this guy come lumbering across the field, and I tell you, I like to follow him the rest of my life. All right, it's 7-0. We've got 7:40 left in the third quarter. Berwick leads.
Mercury, it's worth it. You want a car that you love to drive, and a whole lot more. So complete, everything you want a car to be. So complete, it's Mercury.
Mercury Towpath with optional all-wheel drive. It's the only way to go when you go in the snow. Dependable all-wheel drive tracks you with confidence through the toughest Pennsylvania terrain. So to go in the snow, go with Towpath. It's worth it.
Mercury, it's worth it.
Here it is. No 14-year-old boy should have a $95 shirt unless he is on stage with his 4 brothers.
I can make you one just like it.
You?
Are you making Theo a shirt? I have a flair for designing.
Well, Denise, honey, shirts are not that easy to make.
What is this? Is this my shirt? Is this a shirt I paid $30 for?
The Coffee Show, Monday at 7 on WNEP TV 16.
Back live at Hershey Stadium, it's 7-0 Berwick. Aliquippa faced with a 3rd and 22. Harry Patrick split wide to the right. He's the fastest guy on the field. They haven't thrown to him yet. Mike is back to pass. Mike looks over the field. He's got a lot of receivers down there. Throws for Lindsay, and the ball is intercepted and dropped. Joe Keltner had it and dropped it. But it's a punting situation now for Aliquippa.
The ball wasn't thrown far enough. It could be Theo. May not have a feel for the football, but watch, it's just not thrown far enough. He's wide open in the middle, although he doesn't have anybody beat deep, but he's in the middle. The ball's not thrown far enough. Berwick collapses around it, and the holding penalty really shut down the Aliquippa drive. They were moving. It was their first offensive series with first down in the football game. It's now stopped as they look at third down and fourth down.
Arno Askew will be punting to Joe Kelchner with 7:32 remaining in the third period. The rush is on. He gets it off. Nice high spiral kick. Joe Kelchner backs up to the 18, to the 20, and there is hit around the face and is ganged down at about the 18-yard line.
Make no mistake about it, this Aliquippa team does everything pretty well. They punt well, they cover well, and now their defense goes to work. And Karen, your story.
I'll tell you what, guys, it's not easy keeping warm down here on the sidelines. Berwick doesn't have those portable heaters you see in the NFL. So take a look at the legs. A lot of the guys are wearing like spandex pants. You'll see them along the road. But a lot of the guys, too, are wearing good old-fashioned long johns taped to their socks. And I don't know about this guy with the bare legs. He just must be crazy. Back upstairs where it's warmer.
All right, Jake is set to go. He's got fourth in the backfield and a quarterback draw, and that drive is sealed for maybe a yard, and that's about all.
Who told Karen it was warmer up here?
I'm sorry, Karen. We don't have any portable heaters up here either. And we're high in the sky, overlooking the rolling hills here at Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Okay, this is Berwick's first offensive series
there we are.
Of the second half. And the key is, Coach Curry said he wanted to get a little bit more out of the running game, wanted to make some adjustments. Let's see if they can do that to start their first offensive series in the third quarter.
All right, it's 2nd down and 8 for the Bulldogs. 6:20 left to go in the third period in this low-scoring affair. Kelchner, hands off to Frank. Frank to the 35, the 40, the 45. Tiptoes down the chalk line and is knocked out of bounds. Dante Frank, 5'10", 185 points, and a senior with a big play in the second half.
Okay, Aliquippa's coming on the blitz. Watch Haley and Durham. They're breaking through here. It looks like they're going to make the tackle right here. He breaks free. Dante Frank turns the corner and turns it into a big gainer. Berwick first down on the 47-yard line.
19-yard pickup by Frank in the I formation is Force and Frank. Kelchner, movement on the line. No whistles blown. Here's Frank again. Tries the center of the line, but is hit quickly
by Sean Gilbert.
You got it.
As a kid, you know, he's just, if he guesses right on the play, you're not going to take him out. The whole idea, if you're going to try to run against that defense, is to run away from him and hope he doesn't know where the play's going.
Well, there's nothing George Curry would like but a few insurance points if he can get them here in the third period. He's got a 2nd down and 10 at his own 48-yard line. Avina, Sluffer, Robstock, Kachurka, DePippa, Bowman, and Woodishick across the line. Woodishick split wide to the left side, along with Avina. Lynn is in the backfield. Fake to Dante Frank. The rush is on, and Kelchner will have to eat the football at the 35-yard line. A huge loss.
Well, Haley, Morris Haley that time, he's sort of playing the role of watching the quarterback, and he did a great job of it that time. There he is, Haley, big number 82. His job, contain the quarterback. Didn't go for the fake at all. Haley there to make the play, and that puts Berwick now in a big 3rd down and 21.
3rd and 21. Kelchner will spread Avina and his flanker back, Gene Silvers, to the left side. He needs a lot of territory now to pick up a first down. Split backfield, Force and Frank, and a draw play to Frank, but Frank is met quickly head-on by Laterne Beasley, number 77.
The way these defenses are playing, 7 points looks awful big at this moment. But the thing you've got to remember is Aliquippa was driving last time they had the ball. The holding penalty stopped that drive. Berwick this time has one nice offensive play, but right here, as you can see, the big linebackers and the big linemen for Aliquippa stop the drive. Berwick is forced to punt.
Well, Chris DePippa coming off the field, limping just a little bit. Doesn't seem to be in too bad shape, as Mike Beaupain will go back to punt. Or rather, Joe Kelchner. And the deep man for the Quips is the speedster, Willie Lindsay. Awaiting the snap. Kelchner, was he interfered with? Yes, he was.
No doubt about it.
The flag is down. He was interfered with. quarterback do a little acting on this play, but watch it here. There's no acting at all.
Watch Hilliard. Here he comes, flies into your picture. Now sometimes they may call that if they're blocked in. He wasn't blocked in. They jumped in there. Big penalty. First down, Berwick.
He got the leg instead of the ball, and Berwick, as the referee tells us that it was indeed interference. And they'll mark the football all the way down to the midfield stripe, right at the 50-yard line.
And that's an automatic first down, by the way. Even though they were looking at 4th and 21, that's an automatic first down with the 15 yards.
All right, 4 minutes to go. It's still 7-0. Berwick leading. They scored in the first period on an 18-yard pass play. Kelchner hands off to Frank. Frank breaks the tackle. 40, 35. Look at him drag the big guy with him. He dragged big number 75, Brian Elmore, with him.
Boy, oh boy, 2 penalties in this football game have really hurt Aliquippa. Dante Frank, I told you at the top of the show, look for it. He gets the holes up. When he sees the hole, he gets to it. It's not easy to pass today, and now they're starting to shut down Avina on the outside. Dante Frank is the key now to Berwick getting into the end zone.
Frank with runs of 19 and 18 yards in this series of downs. It's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line of Aliquippa. Kelchner on the option play. He'll keep it, ducks into a hole, but is quickly converged on and is down at about the 34-yard line.
2 important penalties in this second half, this third quarter. The holding that stopped the Aliquippa drive, their first drive of the game, and then here, the roughing the punter, which gave Berwick the ball back. 2 big penalties, the difference in this third quarter.
There is Jay Kelchner, who took over the reins of another great quarterback, Bull Orlando. Remember when he quarterbacked the Dogs? He's now a defensive back at West Virginia. He'll be in the Fiesta Bowl against the Fighting Irish, and he made the first team All-East last week. Bull Orlando, and this is Jake. 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line. Step back, look, hits Avina at the 30. It'll be good for 5.
First time in the third quarter. Again, the little square route. He takes about 4 yards, 5 yards up the field, drives the defensive back, then stops, comes up, and that has to be a pin-perfect pass. Got to be right there to him in order to connect that. If you remember, that's the same play that set up the touchdown to Avina in the first half.
All right, a very selective play, as you see, Lance Avina, who caught the touchdown pass. 3rd down and 4. You're thinking field goal. It could be a little bit too far off. Full house backfield for the Bulldogs. 3rd down 4. They lead 7-0. They shift out, trying to draw the defense, but the defense holds on. Kelchner to Dante Frank. He'll not pick up the first down.
Nope. He's about 2 yards short. He's getting up a little slow, but he's going nowhere. Dante Frank limping a little bit, brings up a 4th down and about 2 for Berwick, and they've got to go down here. The way their defense is playing, it makes no sense to try a field goal that's too far out. They make the first down. That's what they want. If they don't, and Aliquippa's got to drive 73 yards the other way.
All right, Berwick fans up hooting and hollering. They need a couple yards to keep the drive. 4th down and 2. Kelchner hits his man, Woodishick, and Woodishick has the first down.
Oh, boy, is that a gutsy play? Everybody in the stadium thinking run. The tight end, Woodishick, right there. Kelchner gets it out, and he bobbled that ball a little bit. Watch, he's going to bobble it because his hands are cold. Really quick, nicely done. Perfect execution. All he needs is 2 yards. He gets 5, first down Berwick, and with 1:50 left in the third quarter, great big play for the Bulldogs.
We're at the 19-yard line there, the Bulldog fans. They'd like to see another touchdown on the board. A little insurance, and Jake Kelchner is set to work. Marty Forrest, the lone backfield man. Everybody split wide to the right. Kelchner rolling right. Kelchner looking, wants to reverse his field now. Gets out of the grass with that tackler. Looks and throws intended for his brother Joe.
Oh boy, and did Kelchner get hammered on that play after he gave it up? Nobody open. Again, nice job on defense by Aliquippa. Kelchner had nobody to go to, and he really just dumped that ball off, trying to prevent the loss of yardage.
There's Don Yanessa, the head coach. Tom Cruise acted in the movie about the town of Aliquippa, and Yanessa was the technical football director in that game. Take a look at Kelchner slinging, And look at the hit afterwards by Durham, number 62. Second down and 10. Bulldogs with a minute and a half left to go in the third quarter. Lead 7-0. Keltner looking, throwing. This is caught by Gene Silvers, the flanker back. Silvers, 5'9", 165-pound senior.
Willie Lindsay, the defensive back for Aliquippa, played him very tight. Was there to make the play for a small gain, a short gain, and that's going to bring up the 3rd down and 7 for the Berwick Bulldogs.
Well, it's just a shade over the 15-yard line. They're in field goal range now in case they fail here. But let's see what happens on the 3rd and 7. We're under a minute to go now in the 3rd period. Keltner, the field general, directing the attack, trying to take his team to a state championship. Dante Frank in the backfield. His brother Joe split wide right. Avina wide left. Now Frank lines up too much timeout, and it'll cost him 5.
Well, there was no question that Keltner was trying to call an audible up there. In fact, he had some of his people moving. Didn't like what he...
That's a dead ball. Delay of game. Offense. Still 3rd down.
And I'll tell you, that's 5 yards. If they go for the field goal, could be very important. That takes it now from a 30 to a 35-yard field goal. It's a lot of difference at this level. Berwick doesn't take a lot of field goals, although they did get one last week to open the score.
And that was a 30-yarder off the toe of Tom Kinsey. Kinsey in the field goal department is 2 out of 3 this year.
Berwick has called timeout. Coach George Curry is out there, wants to talk to the kids, and so we'll use the opportunity to go to a break. The score, Berwick 7, Aliquippa nothing, 43 seconds to go in the 3rd.
We started out as a little old bank, but as your needs got bigger, so did we. And we're still growing. And we want you to know that today, we can serve every single financial need that you and your family have. But we also want you to know this. We'll never get so big that you can't get close to us.
The First National Bank of Berwick, a community bank where customer service is the top priority for all your financial services.
There's a surprise waiting for your kids at Burger King. What do you think it could be?
Bucket rainbow. Firefly. And something soft and comfortable.
It's the Pretenders. 4 furry cats who pretend to be a dog, a duck, a mouse, and a bunny.
See, it's a cat. Let's get one for Susie. No, that is a mouse. And now it transforms into a cat again. Meow. Pretenders.
Collect all 4 Pretenders, $1.99 each, now at Burger King.
Only one score in this football game, and Berwick has it. It came in the first half. Keltner to his favorite target, Avina. The extra point was good. It is 7-0. That was the score then, and that is the score now.
All right, another big offensive play, 3rd and 12 at the 21-yard line. Keltner with a flood of receivers left. He rolls left. He looks left. Cocks his arm. Throws over the middle. It's speared by Avina. Avina to the 1. Avina, touchdown. Lance Avina. Faking that time by Keltner. He flooded the left side with his receivers. He rolled left. He looked left. He cocked his arm left, but threw over the middle, and there was good old Lance.
What execution. You think these guys would play together or something? Unbelievable. There he is. He's rolling. There's the fake. Over the middle. What a play. Now, Avina's dead right there, but no, he's not. He's going to stroll into the end zone. Touchdown, and Berwick has just missed the extra point. And so it is 13-0. Berwick on a spectacular play. The two of them have combined now 10 for 15. Keltner passing on a cold day here in Hershey. 13-0 Berwick.
Well, in this third period, it's been the running of Dante Frank and the pass catching of Lance Avina that have put him on the scoreboard with 34 seconds remaining. Kinsey's extra point try was boxed, and that's the way it stays with 34 seconds left to go. Mike Volpain now. will kick off after the TD.
Remember, that touchdown came after the drive was stopped, but a roughing the punter against Aliquippa kept the drive alive.
Kyle and Lindsay are back deep. The kick is going to be short. It's bobbled, and it's fell on by Berwick, and Berwick recovers the fumble. At the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
The kick is going home. They have never been in a football game like this one. It's a short kick. Now watch, there's some confusion on the left side. Who's got it? Nobody knows. Berwick's got it. 1st down, dog.
That was number 21, Tim Patillo, who couldn't handle the kick, and it cost the Quips. 1st and 10 for Berwick now. 11 seconds before the 3rd period ends. They lead 13-0. Keltner, full of confidence. He's got his runners moving, and he's got his pass receivers downfield. Hands off to Dante Frank. Dante Frank stumbles into the line, and that will end the 3rd period with a score. The Bulldogs 13 and the Aliquippa Quips nothing. We'll be back with 4th quarter action from Hershey after this.
Mrs. T's Pierogies presents the great side dish trade-in.
I had him mashed, I had him hashed. Boiling potatoes should be stashed. Try Mrs. T's pierogies. Stuff the stuffing. Mrs. T's pierogies are perfect. Rice is nice, but I need some spice. I'm fed up with French fries. Mrs. T's pierogies have good taste.
America's next great side dish is hiding in your grocer's freezer.
No more noodles.
Ah, Bishop, the new kid. First day. We'll take it easy on you. Just park the Lincoln Town cars.
In the past 3 years, over 91,000 Cadillac owners have switched to Lincoln, many to Lincoln Town Car. They've discovered what a luxury car should be.
Lincoln Town car, please.
Yes, sir. Town car, sir.
Good job. Tomorrow we really will take it easy on you. You'll park the Cadillac. What Cadillac?
Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
12 minutes left for the state championship. The Berwick Bulldogs leading Aliquippa 13-0. They have just recovered a fumbled kickoff and have the ball on the Aliquippa 29-yard line.
And give credit to Eric Bauer, number 20, who recovered the fumble. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs now, opening up the 4th period. The handoff is to Dante Frank. Tries to go between John Bowman and Chris DePippa. DePippa, the right guard, and Bowman, the sophomore tackle, 231 pounds. He'll be back for a couple of more years. 6'3", John Bowman.
Chris DePippa, the only senior on that Berwick offensive line, and what a way to say so long.
And he is the team leader, Chris DePippa. He's the guy that generates all the enthusiasm and initiative on the team, offensively and defensively. Chris DePippa, number 78, 3rd and 8 now, just inside the 30-yard line. We're in the 4th period. Berwick has scored twice. Keltner in trouble. Escapes out of the grass. Keltner twisting, turning. He's taking a lot of hits there. They're murdering him down there. Look at him. Stepping on him. And a little extra activity on the field right now.
Sean Gilbert, the big guy, a little aggressive. I'm sure, I mean, there's no question, Aliquippa right now is frustrated. They have no idea what's happening to them out there. They've never seen this. Look at this. We've seen Keltner all year do this. In trouble, scrambles, breaks the tackle there, spins away from one, still on his feet, keeps the ball alive. It'll be a 3rd down and 5 for the Bulldogs. Or will it be 4th down and 7? Okay, it'll be 4th and 7.
All right, here they come, up to the line of scrimmage. Keltner really punished on that last play. 4th down and 7, just inside the 30-yard line. Dante Frank in motion, looking left, gets away from there, but he's wrapped up quickly by Mark Hilliard. Number 58 puts the grass on Keltner.
Gilbert made the play, though. The big linebacker streaking through the center actually took Keltner out of the play from the beginning, forced him out of the pocket. You see him come streaking across the line. Now watch, the big guy. There he is. Boom. Keltner's nowhere to go from that point. The play's broken down. He's just waiting for his life, trying to keep the play alive. Brings up the 1st down now for Aliquippa. They've got to score twice with 9 minutes, 50 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
All right, they're in the 4th quarter. Let's see if they go to the air now. They need 2 scores. to get in this ball game or take the lead. Mike hides the ball on his hip, bootlegs it, finds an opening, runs, flag is down, the ball is tipped, incomplete, but there's a penalty marker down at the spot of the quarterback where he threw the ball. And the penalty is going to be against Aliquippa. And there is Keltner seated on the sideline.
Berwick coaches right now attending to Jake Keltner, who obviously looks a little groggy. Doesn't seem to be a limb or a finger or anything like that. He just looks a little groggy. Meanwhile, back on the field, a big penalty against Aliquippa. Remember, this is only the second time, can you believe this? The second time they've had their hands on the football in the second half.
Keltner certainly has been taking some devastating punishment by those big linemen. And he's showing it right now as he's on the bench. Let's find out what it's all about. Tim Carlson, fill us in.
Obviously, some technical problems with Timmy, but we'll get back down there as soon as we've got that corrected.
All right, instead of 1st and 10, it's 1st and 29 now for Aliquippa. Down on their own 10-yard line, a reverse. This is to Terry Patrick. He's the fleet-footed guy. And Patrick up to the 20-yard line, picks up about 15.
Well, if you'll notice the first time that Aliquippa came out to open the second half, they needed one touchdown. They ran every play out of that full house backfield. It's a running formation. But now they're down 2 scores in the 4th quarter, and now they've got to come out in the throwing formation.
And take a look at Joe Donnelly. That's the nose guard with 73 tackles, 27 assists, and 19 quarterback sacks. Joe Donnelly. 2nd and 19. Mike back to pass. No blitz on. Everybody's covering the receivers, but the run is on. He throws the ball into the ground. Intentional grounding? No way.
Well, he had a receiver there. Jimmy Stewart, James Stewart, as they like to call him at Aliquippa, was open, and that was where the ball went. Again, the Berwick defense, the secondary, everybody's covered. These guys aren't getting open. The quarterback has nowhere to go, and you'll see now he's got somebody near the ball. There's no intentional grounding. Wayne Coke, the junior, 5'11", 185 pounds, 53 tackles this year.
All right, a big 3rd and 19 for David Mike, and Mike still wants to go to the air. The rush is on. He gets away from that guy. Gets away, throws it. It's complete. And the pass goes just a couple of yards. Not too much action in that one.
Well, you can't take anything away from that quarterback, Mike. He has really tried to keep his team in the football game. Berwick had him back there a couple of times. Again, nothing to go to. First of all, they're trying to get 25 yards. Nothing to go to. He just tries to keep this play alive. Breaks another one there. Finally dumps it off. But for little game, and Aliquippa now forced to punt with 8 minutes left in the football game.
Pass reception that time by Armand Adelini. Arno Askew ready to punt from the 8-yard line. Wobbly kick. Avina looks at it, lets it roll. So does Keltner. And it gets a good Aliquippa roll back to the 42-yard line. There's a break in the action with 7:51 left to go in the game. The score, Berwick 13, Aliquippa nothing.
Mercury, it's worth it. You want a car that you love to drive, and a whole lot more. So complete, everything you want a car to be. So complete, it's Mercury.
Mercury Topaz with optional all-wheel drive. It's the only way to go when you go in the snow. Dependable all-wheel drive tracks you with confidence through the toughest Pennsylvania terrain. So to go in the snow, go with Topaz. It's worth it.
Mercury, it's worth it.
There's a surprise waiting for your kids at Burger King. What do you think it could be?
Bucky Rainbow. Firefly. And something soft and comfortable.
It's the Pretenders. 4 furry cats who pretend to be a dog, a duck, a mouse, and a bunny.
See? It's a cat. Let's get one for Susie. No, that is a mouse. And now it transforms into a cat again. Meow. Quack, 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 quack. Pretenders.
Collect all 4 Pretenders, $1.99 each, now at Burger King.
We're looking into the Berwick offensive lineup, and Jake Kelchner is back on the field. So whatever it was temporary.
Jake Kelchner with a lot of stamina, a lot of poise in this football game, trying to lead them on to a state championship. And Dante Frank gets the carry, takes a couple of defensive linemen. And Mike Chalco pointed out something to us, Joe. He says, take a look at that defensive line. They're standing around with their hands on their hips. And what's that a sign of? They're tired.
They're tired, they're beat, they're in a land of unbelievability. They don't understand what's going on. And with 7 minutes left, Berwick now has one thing in mind: run the ball, run the clock out, get out of here with the state championship.
2nd and 6. Jake Kelchner can go to any school, college in the country as a quarterback. Frank wrapped up quickly by Gilbert, the linebacker, or rather Laterne Beasley. College scouts from some of the major colleges here in the stands watching this talent. Frank with 53 yards rushing, the leading man on the field today as far as carrying the yardage. 6:52 remaining. Well, eat up the clock is the name of the game. Go home with a 13-0 victory. The only team in the state of Pennsylvania to win 15 games in a season, and most likely, Joe, will vault them into the #1 team in the nation if they win. And who's got it now at 6:32 to go? It's 3rd down and 7 for Kelchner. Still wants to go to the air. He throws for Avina on the sidelines, incomplete.
That'll bring up 4th down and 7. Berwick will punt, and the Berwick defense will come back out there and try to do what they've done all day long, and that is shut down Aliquippa's big, high-powered offense.
Aliquippa came in here with 421 points scored in their 14 games, but have been shut out blank here. While Berwick this year scored 507 points in their 14 games, and they've tacked up 13 on the board. 4th down and 7. Joe Kelchner will punt it out. Willie Lindsay back deep, standing around his own 20-yard line, awaiting the kick. And a penalty marker's down with the defense drawn out.
It won't be enough, though. It won't be enough. They needed 8 yards. This will be about a 5. This will be a 5-yarder. And Berwick now may punt, may go for it. I suspect they'll punt. Well, 6:25 left in the game. Aliquippa still has to score twice.
They're bringing in Dave Force.
Come on.
And Dante Frank.
And
Joe Kelchner. Let's see if they go for it. 4th down and 2. The ball is at the 50-yard line. 4th down and 2 yards to go. Kelchner and Curry. A big gamble. Now they'll shift into the punt formation. And Willie Lindsay will quickly have to retreat. The ball is bobbled. He gets it away. 2nd time, Joe Kelchner did the trick by getting the ball away. The roll goes, and the ball was brought up to the 28-yard line. It hit a Berwick man right at the 28.
It did, but again, Kelchner, the punter, makes the play of the day. It's a bad snap. Watch. It's on the ground. He's in trouble now. Looks like it's going to be blocked. He gets out, somehow gets it through there. Drives Aliquippa back, and they will take over on their 28-yard line instead of maybe up at the 50-yard line where that ball was fumbled.
You just saw George Curry. He says we have 4 things to accomplish this year. They've accomplished 3, and are not too far away from accomplishing the 4th. A state championship. Dave Mike. Sutter steps back to pass. Looks down. Throws. It's going to be intercepted by number 83 of Berwick, Gene Silvers.
Well, that was one of the worst passes I've ever seen thrown in a high school football game.
And Joe, a carbon copy of last week's game. Gene Silvers, late in the ball game, intercepted a pass to seal the victory, and he does it all over again.
That was the let's get on the bus pass. That's what that one was. Watch this. This ball's going nowhere. That's 15 yards underthrown, 5 yards underthrown. The point is, it's a horrible pass. That pass tells me Aliquippa's looking to get on the bus and go home.
There's a look at Gene Silvers, the 5'9", 165-pound senior. He's a flanker back and defensive safety. And he picked off the big play. 1st and 10 for the Dogs now. Clock moving down. This is 4th. Going for 6 to 7 yards. 2nd effort. 5:10 left to go. 13-0 Berwick.
They're starting to file out now on the sideline, over on the Aliquippa sideline. The fans are starting to head for the buses and take that long ride back to the Pittsburgh area. Meanwhile, the Berwick fans are in the stands, and they are having a blast. They are waiting for the end of this anticipation of the first ever state championship in high school football.
Second down and 3 in the I formation. Keltner gives to Dante Frank, but the whistle will blow the play there.
Looks to me either offsides or movement on the Berwick side. Were they drawn off is the question here.
Well, Lance Savina has scored both touchdowns. In the second period, an 18-yarder from Jay Keltner, and in the third period, a 21-yard pass to Lance Savina.
So it'll be 5 yards against Berwick. Movement in the offense.
4 minutes, guys, 4 minutes.
4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the football game. We're glad that you were with us today for this first ever state championship directed by the PIAA, live from beautiful Hershey Stadium in the Hershey complex.
It's actually got a little brighter here. I don't know if that's a message.
Well, it'll be bright in Berwick tonight, no doubt about it. Long into the wee hours of the morning with the celebration. Keltner will dog it himself. Keltner spinning, twisting, penalty marker down. Could be a face mask on Keltner.
I think from up here it looked like a face mask. And if it is, that's an automatic first down for the Bulldogs.
Boston, flip, he threw a clip.
Okay, he's calling the block. He's calling the flip. It's going to go against Berwick.
Captain.
There it is. The big quarterback, Jake Keltner, in the line of many, many quarterbacks that came out of Berwick High School. Hard to imagine, Joe, that the same Quipper team scored 56 points last week, and here, show goose egg.
Well, obviously they didn't play anybody the caliber of Berwick, did they?
The flip on the run. Offense, still second down.
Well, a penalty like this, all this does is keep Aliquippa in the football game. It brings up a long situation now and keeps Aliquippa in the game. Any turnover now, and a quick Aliquippa score, and they're back in the game.
4 minutes and 11 seconds in the ball game. And Joe told you some of the fans start to head for the exit gates and the buses and the long ride home to the Pittsburgh area. There they are, moving out of the stadium here at Hershey. But the Bulldogs are not finished yet. There's still under 4 minutes to go. Loose ball picked up by Keltner. Keltner gets away from a tackler and is going to be taken for a loss. Big number 75, Brian Elmore.
That's what I talked about, a turnover. Keltner, fortunately, and the bounces have gone Berwick's way today. There it is. Again, that one could be a turnover. Keltner picks it up with one hand, mind you. Keeps control of the ball, and that'll bring up Berwick now, looking at a third down, a long third down, and there's timeout on the field.
Well, Berwick takes the timeout. We're looking some of the stats. I will tell you about that later. Tim Carlson, what's doing down there?
Are you guys aware, by the way, that last night the #1 team in the nation, Pensacola, Florida, lost the #1 team according to USA Today, and that the Berwick Bulldogs are beating up on the team that would have been the heir apparent to taking over #1? So maybe Berwick was one of the teams to watch in the USA Today. Okay, now back upstairs.
All right, yes, we were aware of that. And, in fact, did say that if Berwick wins here, they will be #1 in the country. And they were mythical champs back in 1983. But now, this will be sanctioned.
And a reminder, you're watching another sports exclusive on WNEP TV 16.
3 minutes and 41 seconds. Probably about 8,000 fans in the stand here. Maybe 6,000 or 7,000 of them were from the Berwick area. As we see another quarterback warming up on the sidelines, that is Mike Kozma, K-O-Z-M-A, and there's a happy guy, George Curry. Started early in August, and here it is, the middle of December, trying to pack it in with the state championship. Keltner, look at the flip to Frank, but the ball is flipped, and the Aliquippa Quips recover the football. That's Jeff Bible, the linebacker. No way, they say.
An incomplete pass is what they're calling.
Look at this.
An incomplete pass. Well, he never had, if you look, the replay clearly shows he never had possession, and that's a great call by the official on the play. So instead of Aliquippa taking over at the 50, Berwick will now have the ball 4th and about 40.
And Joe Kelchner will be back to punt for the 4th time. Willie Lindsay is back deep. Now, he had 2 bad snaps. This one's a good one. Gets it away, only a one-man rush. Lindsay watches it, takes it at the 21-yard line. Lindsay comes down, there's a penalty marker down. Lindsay to the 30, to the 35 and out of bounds. But there is a penalty marker down. I believe it's against Berwick.
I believe it's against Aliquippa. Big clip. Big clip against Aliquippa. So with 3:22 left, all they've got to do now is score 2 touchdowns.
On the run back.
Temperature still hovering in the 30-degree mark. And it's been a cold day for the players and the fans.
And the announcers. And the crew. Who, by the way, some of them here at 7 o'clock this morning to get us ready for this big state football game today.
Take a look at the clip right here. That's Willie Lindsay. And there it is.
For 52. Can't do that.
So the ball at the 12-yard line, 1st and 10. Taylor Kyle, another speedster, is in the lineup. We'll see an air game now. This is Mike. Mike throwing. It's complete at the 3-yard line. Still on his feet to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25-yard line. That is Jimmy Stewart.
Stop the clock. Well, these kids are capable of doing that. This is why this team has scored 35 points a game this year, because they've got big play people. And remember now, Berwick is going to play a little softer back there. They're not going to play as tough. They're going to allow some of these plays.
Mike back to pass again. Mike looking. Mike rolling. Will he run out of room? He fires downfield. It was the inbounds. Yes, he was. Completed pass play to Greg Gill, number 24. There he is, the small split end. Held his balance and stayed in bounds for the completion. But now, the clock is stopped with 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Berwick leading and holding on to a 13-0 lead.
Coach Curry shouting out these final instructions with 2:52 to go. And I tell you, look at this. Kelchner almost burned on that play. I think he stays in bounds and holds on. He's gone.
On the 1st down play, Mike is back to pass again. Looking down, he's sacked down there. Dave Force, number 99. In on the sack of the quarterback, Dave Mike.
Now they're in the hurry-up. They've got only 2.5 minutes left. They've got to get as many plays in as they can. They've got to score quickly, onside, and score again.
2nd down and 18. Into the air again. He looks, he throws. It is over the head of the intended receiver, Greg Gill. Well, that'll stop the clock with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go, and a big 3rd and 18. A do or die down now, Joe, for Aliquippa.
This is their football game. This is their football season. This is their dream season about to come to an end. It happens on this play. If they win, they become the mythical number 1 in the country, certainly state champions AAA.
The football season coming to an end, but the celebration season just about to unfold in the town of Berwick. And I hope everybody comes out to root their champions on the entrance into Berwick a little later on. Mike throws incomplete. Penalty markers down again. That'll stop the clock with 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Our thanks to our statistician, Mike Chalco, who's also up here in the catbird seat in the press box, high in the stands, freezing, but enjoying the game as well. And there you look at Roland Yohe, 190-pound senior. He's got 7 quarterback sacks. Roland Yohe, part of that game defense of Berwick.
Clyde. 4th down.
And you can hear some of the extraneous comments down on the sideline. You might have heard one of the Berwick coaches saying, "This is domination, boys. This is domination." And I can't think of a better word to describe it today.
All right, they've got the fleet-footed receivers wide to the left on the 4th down and 18. 2:16 remaining. Perhaps Mike's last play. He swings it wide. It is almost intercepted. And the ball goes over to Berwick. Not only the ball, but the ball game. And that was Roland Yohe, who almost intercepted the jubilant Berwick fans.
This is it. 2 minutes left in the game. Nicely done. Yohe right there, almost intercepts, but the interception isn't necessary because the Bulldogs take over on down. And now with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left, the Bulldogs are about ready to celebrate a state championship. And as one coach said on the sideline, Western football learned a lesson today from Eastern football.
And would you believe the sun comes out to start the celebration here at Hershey Stadium. 1st and 10. Kelchner to fourth. They'll keep it on the ground to keep that clock moving now. Each player will get a shiny medal, symbol of their state championship, and of course the team will also get that magnificent trophy that'll be presented by PIAA officials.
Aliquippa trying to do everything they can. They stop the clock. They'll use all of their timeouts. There's still 2 minutes left in the game. And Hilliard in there making the stop for Aliquippa. They have not given up yet, it looks like. Although I would say that they're hanging their heads, not feeling too good at this moment.
What a long ride home, Joe, when you travel all the way from the western part of the state and come back with not only a state championship, but come back by not scoring a point. Taking the home pictures right there. That'll be put into posterity for years to come.
A lot of people were talking about Berwick's chances of just winning the football game. They obviously came in here and not only wanted to win the football game, they wanted to shut out. They wanted to dominate the big boys from Aliquippa, and they have done that today.
Eastern football, Pennsylvania State Champion.
All right, George Curry, that's probably going to be his last instructions. He's jumping up and down. He knows. He senses the championship right here. 2nd down and 9. Kelchner with some very, very basic, simple plays now. Nothing fancy. It's day 4th again. And again, the clock will stop now with 1:57 left to go. And it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Some of the diehards have stayed on the Aliquippa sideline. I'm sure there are a lot of parents over there proud of what Aliquippa's accomplished this year. Let's not forget, 14-0. They have won 4 out of the last 5 Western Pennsylvania titles. So this is a very good football team. But today, and all this season, Berwick has certainly shown that the kids in the East can play with anybody.
All right, it is 3rd down and 9 for the Bulldogs. Kelchner will keep it himself this time, running wide, and he ducks into a hole. And don't forget the other coaches of Berwick, the assistant coaches, Jerry Hiddle, Al Melito, Andy Mahaley, and John Pruitt.
And boy, I'll tell you, George Curry is furious because the Aliquippa kids now are obviously frustrated. They're taking that aggression out. Personal foul. They're taking that aggression out on the Berwick football players. That is a personal foul for roughing, and Berwick will continue to drive the ball and the clock out.
Well, Berwick with the old symbol. When the going gets tough, the tough get going, and they certainly did that all afternoon here. With 1 minute and 13 seconds, there is a penalty being marked off against Aliquippa to the 20-yard line.
This will mean that this football game will end with Berwick's offense on the field rather than Berwick's defense on the field. And today I'd have to give this game to the defense because they really shut down one of the high-powered defenses.
All right, the clock is moving with 1 minute to go now. From the 20-yard line, it is 1st and 10. And there he is, just sitting on the ball, using up the clock. Berwick, 1st down, 10-4, rushing 100 yards. The Quips only 38 yards in passing. Berwick with 81 yards, Aliquippa with 40. Overall yardage, Berwick in celebration, 181 yards and 78 for Aliquippa. The clock is stopped with 47 seconds. Avina, both touchdown catches, and Tom Kinsey's extra point. And that's what the scoreboard says, 13-0, and most likely that's the way it'll be.
I hope there are a lot of people sitting home right now watching this football game on television who had some kind of axe to grind with Berwick this year. Sometimes you get a powerhouse like Berwick, the big reputation. The other teams in our area, a little jealous, whatever. But today I hope they're all proud because Berwick this afternoon is representing all of the football teams in the Wyoming Valley, the Big 11, all of the high school football in the eastern part of Pennsylvania. Boy, I hope everybody watching this game is proud of what Berwick has done this afternoon.
And another area eastern team, Bethlehem Catholic, leading 26-0 over Wilmington in the fourth quarter. So Bethlehem Catholic also on their way to a victory, leading 26-11 in the fourth period.
Berwick just trying to run the clock out, not running any plays at all, and the clock is running with 30 seconds left to go.
Clock is moving with 25 seconds, probably the last play of the ball game.
It is the last play. Berwick will not have to run another play.
And the celebration, they're dancing in the stands, and look at the smile on George Curry. Jubilation about to erupt here at Hershey Stadium.
This is it, 5 seconds left. There it is.
It's all over. And Berwick, the state champion in AAA football and possibly national champion.
Berwick crowd obviously excited and thrilled, and as you look down at the football field, two outstanding football teams. Remember, these are high school kids. Two outstanding football teams right now congratulating each other, and Tim Carlson is right in the middle of it. Timmy?
Coach, what do you have to say to the people out west that say you shouldn't have showed up today? What do you want to say to them?
Well, I've been saying it right along. Eastern football is the most underrated in the country. We beat the number 2 team in the country. Nobody gave us a chance. I got one senior on the line. That's the veteran team that won the WPIAA. Hats off to our kids. They're a great bunch of kids. My coaching staff. Everything for you, Dad.
And if last week was the greatest thrill, what's this week?
Berwick will be like the Mardi Gras. I'm telling you. Come down to Berwick tonight. You want to have a good time. That town will go bananas. They're great people.
Congratulations. Go celebrate. Coach George Curry of the Berwick Bulldogs. Back up to you.
Well, they're dancing in the stands and probably dancing in the streets in Berwick.
And here comes the football team right now. They're coming over to the sidelines. We'll be back for some of that post-game celebration. The Bulldogs are the champions of Pennsylvania.
These smiles tell a story of care and understanding. One of dedicated professionals whose genuine reward is the happiness etched on the faces of those they touch. The Berwick Retirement Village Nursing Home, a quality environment providing special care from special people.
Hey, Santa, this vacation is great, but it's getting late. What are we going to do for all the sports fans on our list? And besides, what are we going to tell Mrs. Claus?
Don't worry, Herbie. All we need is one sleigh stop at Mr. T's, and we'll take care of all the sports fans on our list.
We can get NFL jerseys for Johnny and choose from a wide selection of basketball or baseball stuff for Bobby. And if Harold wants hockey, well, Mr. Cheese has that too. And while we're there, we can even pick up something for Mrs. Claus.
Well, you see, Mr. Cheese is your ticket to dressing like a pro and our ticket to an easier Christmas.
Some personal memories of this great championship game, this great championship season for the Berwick Bulldogs. And right now, the Bulldogs getting ready to accept that state championship trophy. Meanwhile, on the other sideline, a moment of silence and condolences as the Aliquippa team sort of huddles together. And I'm sure they are talking about the great season they have had also. But right now, it is Tim Carlson down on the sideline with quarterback Jake Kelchner.
And I got him right here, Joe, and Paul and Jake, a great performance today, and I understand you played the game with a broken hand.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was going to stop me. Nothing was going to stop me from playing this game. No way. I don't care what it was. Everybody knew what we had to do. They worked hard and we came out and gave it to them all we had.
What do you have to say to the people that are watching at home live right now?
We were bringing this one home for all of you.
Jake, thanks a lot. Congratulations. Jake Kelchner, the quarterback of the Berwick Bulldogs. He's headed for a Division I college. You can bet on that, guys. Back to you.
Well, there's what you call a Montana Marino-type quarterback who'll be heading for any Division I school that he'd like to go to, and I'm sure some of the scouts in attendance here today certainly will be heading into the locker room to have words with Jake. Let's take a look at the touchdowns, the way they were scored, of course, in the second period. Kelchner, watch him.
Well, the key again is these guys have done it all year. Watch. You see him at the corner of your screen, breaks free after starting up slow into the end zone for the touchdown. And again, that play was made after Kelchner had been going short all after the first quarter and then turned into a big play. And then the second touchdown of the game in the third quarter. Here it comes. Fakes to the right, right over the middle. What a great individual effort by Lance Avina. Looks like he's down at the 5 after making a very difficult catch. The throw going the other way. 2 touchdowns. It's the Kelchner to Avina combination for the touchdown. The Bulldogs, the state champions of Pennsylvania, they've beaten Aliquippa today 13-0. We'll be back after
Mercury, it's worth it. You want a car that you love to drive, and a whole lot more. So complete, everything you want a car to be. So complete, it's Mercury.
The 89 Mercury Grand Marquis. V8 power, 6-passenger comfort, and a price that's about $2,100 less than Olds 98 Regency and about $1,300 less than Buick Electra. If you're looking for value, look into Grand Marquis at your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
Mercury, it's worth it.
There's a surprise waiting for your kids at Burger King. What do you think it could be?
Must be a rainbow. Fireflies. And something stops and comes through the bowl.
It's the Pretenders. 4 furry cats who pretend to be a dog, a duck, a mouse, and a bunny.
See? It's a cat. Let's get one for Susie. No, that is a mouse. And now it transforms into a cat again. Meow. Quack, quack, quack. Pretenders.
Collect all 4 Pretenders, $1.99 each, now at Burger King.
There it is, the PIAA AAA championship, the Berwick Bulldogs. And the guy who caught the 2 touchdowns is with Tim Carlson. Tim?
Lance Avina, you are something else. Where'd you ever get those hands?
I don't know. I thank God for that.
You had the 2 key catches in today's game, and you got rocked a couple of times, too. But this is the kind of thing you guys play for all year, isn't it?
Yeah, we were waiting for this all year. This is our 4th goal, and we finally completed it. We thank God for helping.
How can you get up there like you did with I noticed you had the gloves on today because it was a little nippy, but when you went up for that touchdown pass in the end zone, that 19-yarder or 24-yarder, whatever it was, you were really putting yourself at the mercy of getting clipped badly. Do you think about that when you do that?
No, I was just looking through the ball, and then after that, I wanted the end zone more than anything.
Lance, congratulations. Lance Avina, the star receiver of the Berwick Bulldogs. Back to you, Joe and Paul.
Well, Lance broke just about every pass receiving record in history of Berwick High School this year. 60 catches for 1,142 yards. Every catch was a 19-point average, 14 touchdowns, and Avina, the split end, scored 127 points. What a game day for Lance Avina and all of the Dogs. And they're still smiling and putting out that finger saying, we are #1 indeed.
Well, you know, I was going to say, I can't help but think of that clown in Pittsburgh who wrote in his column on Monday that the Bulldogs might as well stay home. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to call this guy on Monday, and I'm going to ask him what he thinks now about the Bulldogs and see if he's got any kind of retraction since the Bulldogs didn't stay home, since they came and they won and they beat Aliquippa. It'll be interesting to see if this guy has anything to say about that.
I got a better idea. I think they should invite him to be the principal speaker at their awards banquet.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a couple of things, too, because of this game. Some needy families in Berwick are going to receive some hams and some, I guess, turkeys, because there was a little bet made between the 2 mayors of the 2 towns. And so some needy families in Berwick will be receiving some hams and turkeys for the holidays. As you look at the ceremonies here, the presentation, and that is the first ever, folks, the first ever state championship trophy for AAA, and of course all the divisions played today, but Berwick representing our area, the first of state championship football in Pennsylvania. The other side of the field, the Aliquippa people have gone home. But on this side, you can hear them. The Berwick crowd, not a soul has left. They've all stayed. They want to be part of this presentation.
And there's head coach Don Yanessa getting the runner-up trophy. Good-looking guy. But it's going to be a sad trip all the way back to Aliquippa, and George Curry with a camouflage jacket, the good luck jacket, shaking the hands of his star players. And what a happy ride this is going to be, up 81 and down 80, or Route 11, any way you look at it, back to Berwick for a big night of celebration.
And we will be in the midst of that on the way back. And anybody who's got a horn, I'm sure we'll hear from on the way back to Berwick tonight.
Horns and sirens, they'll all be heard today at Berwick, and probably a celebration that'll last into the weekend, tomorrow. And they'll be looking for a nice new spot to put that gold football, the trophy, symbolic of the first ever state championship for the Bulldogs of Berwick. And as you said, Joe, this shows the respect of the kind of football that is played in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. It brings credit to the Eastern Conference, of which Berwick, of course, is a member.
No question about it. And all of the teams in the Wyoming Valley, the Big 11 up there in the northern tier, and all of those teams, District 11. Great football play there, great high school football, and I think that was one of the things that the people out west failed to understand, that they play good football here in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. And Berwick, this year, the best of the bunch for sure, and who knows who will be here next year.
Well, not only does Berwick win the the state championship, but it shows the class of the East, because Bethlehem Catholic was leading 24 or 26-11 in their ball game against Wilmington, and that was being played in Altoona. So if they win their ball game, it'll be 2 state championships here in our coverage area. There's a good look at the Hershey Park Arena, where they play all the state championship basketball games, where many of the teams in our coverage have been before, and we've had the chance to cover them and bring you the live state championship basketball game.
All week we talked to Coach Curry, and he really didn't want to tell us a whole lot. He just said, you know, we're going to show up, Joe. We're going to bring the kids. You know, they're an awesome football team, but we're going to show up. And just by the way, he told me off the record the other night that he thought his team was going to win the game, and sure enough, he was right. I mean, they didn't just win it today. They dominated the football game. Give Aliquippa's defense a lot of credit, but the bottom line is Berwick dominated the football game. Aliquippa, one of the high-scoring teams in the state, really unable to move the ball. This is just a great team effort, a great coaching job, and a great job by these young football players.
Coach George Curry still congratulating each and every player, some 55 high school students in attendance. And he's making sure that he shakes the hand of each and every one of them. He showed us an important factor that across that offensive line, only one man is senior. So he's got 5 guys coming back.
And there he is coming to the end of the line. George Curry has congratulated every single player. Each one has been introduced, each one recognized by the crowd. And the big guy.
Blowing kisses to the fans. The Berwick crowd has not left. They're here enjoying the victory. And the guy who started his coaching career at Lehman High School, then went on to Berwick. 18 years of coaching, and what a dream for Coach Curry, a state championship.
Team doctor is Dr. David Campbell.
There's a happy little Berwick Bulldog fan.
Confetti being tossed into the face. Now they still haven't awarded the individual medals to the players, but now they're going to have the awarding ceremony of the trophy. She's a happy little gal.
And they're very happy now in the center of the football field because they're about to present the trophy to Coach George Curry, who will accept it for all of the Bulldog players and for the entire town of Berwick.
trophy that'll be paraded around Berwick as soon as they get back off the buses. There it is.
Unbelievable. We did it. Great job, you guys. This is yours, man.
Well, we certainly want to thank all of our crew who've been here 2 days at Hershey Stadium setting up all the cameras and all the cables so that we can bring you this live, exclusive sports presentation as the trophy highlights the sky here above Hershey Stadium, the state championship. Thanks to all of you and hope you enjoy the game. I'm Paul Olis for Joe Zone for Tim Carlson, Karen Hart, and Jay Christopher. So long from Berwick Stadium, the final score. Berwick 13, Aliquippa nothing, a state championship for the Bulldogs.
The battle for the Pennsylvania State Championship has been brought to you by Burger King. We do it like you do it. The First National Bank of Berwick, where customer service is the #1 priority. And by Lincoln Mercury. See your local dealer. It's worth it. This has been another special sports presentation from WNEP TV 16. We're proud to serve all of northeastern and central Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
Got my pin on?
Yeah, very nice pin.
State champions, dogs, state champions, and I just wonder what would happen if they had lost, but they didn't. If you didn't get a chance to see it live here on Channel 16, Berwick wins the first ever AAA state championship against Aliquippa. Berwick won the coin toss, but on the first play of the game, that's Dante Frank fumbles the ball, Aliquippa recovers, and they had the ball in good field position, but they only ran 3 plays and had to punt. Berwick's defense comes up big. That's Eric Bauer recovering for Berwick on the 29 of Aliquippa. Quippa had no first downs in the first half, and they're ranked 2nd in the nation. Quips also played good defense. Number 62, Sean Durham, with the blitz. He sacks Jake Kelchner out of field goal range, and it was scoreless after 1. But in the second, the 11-play, 63-yard drive is capped off. Kelchner drops back and hits who else but Lance Avina for the touchdown. Berwick led 7-0, and in the second quarter, they led 7-0 at halftime. Third quarter now. Big play of the game. Joe Kelchner punting for Berwick. This is Jake's brother. Aliquippa comes in and roughs the kicker, and they just nailed Joe. 2 players for Quippa. That gave Berwick the ball back and an automatic first down. With that, Berwick drove down the field and gets another touchdown. This time, it's Kelchner again. He rolls to his left and hits who else? Lance Avina. Watch the great catch, and he just bowls his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Berwick holds on in the fourth quarter. They make some big defensive plays and win the state championship.
Celebration. They're dancing in the jet. 5 seconds left. There it is. It's all over. And Berwick.
Yes, indeed. Dancing in the streets. There you see some of the celebration down at Hershey Park at the football field. Berwick wins it, and we'll check out the final score, the AAA state championship, 13-0. Tim Carlson had a chance to talk with George Curry as his Bulldogs finish 15-0 and win the state championship.
Coach, what do you have to say to the people out west that say you shouldn't have showed up today? What do you want to say to them?
Well, I've been saying it right along. Eastern football is the most underrated in the country. We beat the #2 team in the country. Nobody gave us a chance. I got one senior on the line. That's a veteran team that won the WPIAA. Hats off to our kids. They're a great bunch of kids. My coaching staff. Everything for you, Dad.
Okay, one other final, the AA state championship. Quickly, Bethlehem Catholic wins it, finishing 15-0. They win 26-11. Jay Christopher was also at the game today and has 2 key players in Berwick's great 15-0 season.
Lance, catching your breath now. First of all, congratulations. And you, George, congratulations. 2 big league plays. First period, you caught that pass, went about 18 yards or so. What was it like out there that you remember, and what exhilaration did you have after it was over?
The first play was doing a hook, and me and Jake had a read on, so he bit, and we just flew, and Jake got the ball there. The second one, I was doing a slant in, and saw the opening, and Jake just put the ball in there.
Coach, about Avina's 2 plays.
Lance Avina does the unbelievable. I said it about 50 times this year, and I think everywhere he's gone, he has proved that he's not your average receiver. He's not even your above average receiver. He's in another league, this guy. I mean, he had about 65 catches this year, well over 1,200 yards, 2 more touchdown passes. That gives him 22 touchdowns for the year. I mean, I tell you what, I mean, if you saw him, you look at him, he looks like a little choir boy, but I'll tell you what, he's the best. He's one of the best athletes I've ever seen in high school football.
Well, certainly he sang a great song today.
Oh, hey, he's unbelievable. I'll tell you what, his name will long live in infamy in Berwick football, believe me.
And I guess about the broken hand with...
Berwick wins a 13-0 AAA state championship more tonight at 11.
We also save money on the tree.
Pick up the holiday meal deal at Kentucky Fried Chicken today.
Have I got a deal for you? Buy a sleek new Cutlass Supreme by November 30th and get $500 back from Olds. Plus a year's supply of Exxon gasoline at no extra charge. That's a deal even my dad couldn't pass up.
This is not your father's automobile.
I'll trade you the Cutlass Supreme, the cash, and all that gasoline for what's behind door number 1. No deal, Dad.
This is the new generation of Olds.
Exxon gas for a year plus cash back. See your old friends now.
Christmas. The sights, the sounds, the joy. The presence of Christmas at Pomeroy's. Pomeroy's has the new casuals, Hager Easies, 100% free wash cotton twills, refined canvas and blended chambrays in the very latest colors. Easies have smart pewter buttons, side tabs, and belt buckles. Easies by Hager. Great gifts at only $32.50. The presence of Christmas at Pomeroy's.
WNEP salutes the Berwick Bulldogs, state football champions.
Now, tonight's cold weather tip, caught on camera in Wyoming County. This is not the best time to be washing your car. Just look at what can happen. Our Newswatch 16's photographer, our newest photographer, Rob Parker, spotted this cloud of steam coming from a car wash in Tunkhannock. And it's a sure bet, not long after the steam cleared, the ice started to form inside.